So coming off the wake of losing to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the New York Knicks still face the same scrutiny. Can we beat the elite teams? We haven't. 0-8 against the top 3 teams. We could talk about that. Another question I got for you guys is, why are Knicks fans divided when it comes to Coach Tibbs? You got the Coach Tibbs, anti-Coach Tibbs hive. That's what I like to call them, right? Then you got everybody else. What's the reason for this divide? And then, of course, the flagship topic. There's no flagship topic. This is the Knicks call-up. The calls are the topics. The callers are the topics. But the question that everybody has to answer is, and more so than the Knicks, why are Knicks fans overlooking Mikal Bridges' potential? We will be talking about these things and more tonight on the Knicks Call-Up Show. Welcome to the Knicks Call-Up Show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, y'all. Definitely welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Salute to the chat early. Crimes Dad, I see you. Yuri, what's going on? Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, channel members. Outspoken Introvert, what's up, Outspoken Introvert? Hopefully everything is good on your end. JJ, definitely salute to you. Bridges will not reach his potential until he shows up against elite teams. Ooh, we getting this started early. Well, JJ, feel free to call up. The number 646-995-8389. I'm curious to see what you guys are feeling tonight. And then, hey, if you guys have some things you want to discuss, we can definitely discuss them. Just let me know. I am here. I'm gonna start with Coach Tibbs. I think that Coach Tibbs, like Knicks fans, they have unrealistic expectations, and I think that's part of the reason for the dive. We do got our first caller though. Let me bring him in. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Yo.
Hold on, let me get him. No, that was on me, Yuri. Hold on. Hello, caller. Can you hear me?
Yo, this is Yuri from the Bronx. What's up?
Let's go, Yuri. Salute to Yuri from the Bronx. How's it going, man? Well, tell me what's going on, man.
I'm good. I want to get the guys. Let's get some topics out of here, man. Well, let's start the talk.
Okay. Go ahead. Get your topics off. Let's go.
Are we really overlooking Mikal Bridges' potential? I want to talk about that because Mikal's my boy. I want him to run the Knicks for a good while now. I've been defending Mikal Bridges since the season started, pretty much. I'm taking bullets over here for him. I think his potential is limitless, personally. He has shown he can get it done on both sides of the floor. He has shown that. Well, let's be honest here. But when Mitchell Robinson is in that lineup, I feel like that is where his strongest potential is. Because when you have the lineup of Jalen Brunson, Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, OG, and Mitchell Robinson, that is the best lineup he excels at.
Okay.
So
you say it again. You said Mitchell Robinson. Who else?
Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby.
Okay.
Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, and Jalen Brunson.
Oh, okay. Deuce, that was it. Okay. That was what I was missing. Deuce. All right, go ahead.
I feel like that lineup covers not only a three-point shot, but it also allows OG and Mikal to play up on the perimeter a lot more. And if they want the offensive side, you get Mikal Bridges with the midi, sometimes the three-point shot, and you get OG with the corner shot. And with the moves OG has been throwing, you can vary up the offense a lot more.
Right.
And Mitch will crash the glass. So,
I liked it. I like it. I like it. Go ahead, get it out. Go ahead.
So
I
I feel
don't
like
want to
that
interrupt.
lineup showcases Mikal's potential. Personally. Now, has he not shown up against the elite teams? You can make a case for it. He's not done great, but I don't think he's done bad.
Right.
Because most of the time against the elite teams, there's one weakness Mikal Bridges has. One. He doesn't do good
What's
on
that?
back-to-backs.
Back-to-backs.
Yeah, back-to-backs. You know, the one we had against Cleveland? Yeah, let's look at the minutes Mikal Bridges played. Mikal Bridges played at least 36 minutes in Philly.
No, he did play a lot of minutes. I'll put it on the screen too if you want.
He played at least around that. And guess how much he played in Cleveland? He played at least 34 minutes. And doing the travel from New York to Cleveland, that takes a lot on your body.
So he had 35 minutes and 36 minutes, roughly.
Plus the travel.
In each of those two games. Plus the travel, yeah. Well.
He was gassed out.
Uh-oh. JJ said it sounds like excuses. Uh-oh. JJ's in the chat.
Oh, JJ, get up on the call, man. Come on, you wanted to vote
JJ's in the chat. Oh, my God. But I'm going to say, being that you went there, do you think that, for the anti-Tibbs hive, they're going to run with this? Yeah. But do you think that maybe guys have been kind of burnt out where the wear and tear from getting all the minutes is affecting them? Like maybe that may have something to do with it.
If they're burnt out, why the hell are they playing almost 60 plus games?
I agree with that. I just want to see what your response would be. By the way, salute the own Dios in the chat. The super mod, I see you definitely get the likes up for sure. If you're feeling it, subscribe to the channel. And if you're a subscriber, consider becoming a member. But go ahead, Yuri.
Listen.
Yeah, Yuri, come on. Hold on. JJ, call up.
JJ, call up. I've been waiting for this ever since you wanted
to
go.
Call up. I'm a moderated. Call up, JJ. Call up. You definitely could get on the line with Yuri. All right. Anybody who wants a conference call, we could do conference calls. Let's go. I'm curious to see where JJ.
Come on, I'm ready.
But we're gonna keep it respectful, guys. We're gonna keep it respectful. All right, we're gonna keep it respectful. But definitely, let's bring the fireworks. You bring your information.
I know the conference calls likes to bounce.
No, it should work. It should. You know what happened last time? We had too many people on the conference call. Like one time, it got up to like 5 people. So like it starts acting wacky when you get like a lot of people on.
JJ, it's all love 100% with you too, brother.
Of course. Let's go. This is, of course, all love. But this is Knick Nation. This is what we do. We go at it. All right. This is the other fan bases. They don't see it like that because they're more united. Like you don't really see a lot of the, back and forth in terms of. I mean, of course, they have clashes too. Don't get that twisted. Yeah, no. But I'm just saying. But Knick Nation to me is the most splintered fan base.
Celtics and Cavs been a back-to-back. If you look at the Cavs game, yes, almost every single game we had with them has been a back-to-back.
Yeah. I think so. At least 2 of them for sure.
2 of them for sure. We didn't have us back-to-back with the Celtics, so. The Celtics game and the OKC games, I don't let slide. He had to step up in those. But against the Cavs, a few of the Cavs games, I let him off the hook. I'm not going to finally defend Bridges. He should have stepped up in those games.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. We're not blindly defending anybody, but I do think that
the back-to-back have a major effect on him, though.
The back-to-back and the fact that, and like I said, I don't want to seem like I'm making excuses, and I know some people are going to say, oh, you're making excuses, but we never faced Cleveland with our full healthy team. Like, we never had Mitchell Robinson yet. We never seen it. We never seen what Mitch will look like against Allen and Mobley. They made.
Believe it or not, his 3-point shot actually has improved towards the end of the season. He went from shooting.
I don't know if I would say his shot is broken. I don't know if I would go that far.
In fact, his 3-point shot went from 34% to 38% in the last coming months.
Now he's shooting on the year. He's shooting 35%. So for his career, he's shooting 37%. So that's a 2% drop. I don't know if I would say that's broken. Like, to me, broken is going from that. To me, going from 37 to like 30% would be broken. Unless let's see what he's shooting recently. So the last game he only attempted 1 3, didn't make a 3. Then he went 2 of 6, 2 of 6, 2 of 6, 1 of 5. So maybe he's saying in the last 5 games, Mikal hasn't been shooting well. So maybe he's using that as a standard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But
I don't know. But
overall, it's not, 35% is not the worst.
And I'm going to say another thing, too. I'm not really sweating this Cleveland loss. I wasn't sweating it. We were down Mitch. We were down Deuce. We were down Jalen. We were missing bodies.
Definitely was.
And we were on a back-to-back, so I'm not sure why Knicks fans were annoyed about this loss. Or set fire to social media like the sky's just falling.
Well, you know what it is, right? It's the old media narratives that Knicks fans consistently fall victim to. So the narrative they've been pushing is 0 of 7. Yeah, remember, it was 0 of 7 the whole time. Yeah, now it's 0 of 8. So yeah, that's all it is. I mean, it's New York Post, it's ESPN, TNT.
What else is new?
Yeah, it's the halftime report. I mean, that's just what it is. It's the clip that goes viral on YouTube and TikTok.
I'd rather be 0-8 against the elite teams than be 0-4 in the playoffs. Put it to the bank.
Facts. JJ, where you at, JJ? Call up, man. We waiting on JJ, man.
JJ, I love you, brother. Come on, come join me.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what this. Hold on. You say
heads up, though. I am waiting for mom and pops to come back home, so if they do come home, I do gotta hop off.
Hold on, JJ said he called.
He did.
Hold on, JJ. If you did call, oh yeah, he did call. All right, I'm calling you right back, JJ.
Yeah, if I get kicked out, I'm letting you know I ain't gotta wait for mom and pops to come home.
No doubt. I got you. So I'm getting JJ on the line. My fault, JJ. My fault. Gotta get JJ on the line. Hello, JJ?
Yo.
Hey, how's it going? Let me merge you in right quickly.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the two merged in. All right, here's how we gonna do this. Who wants to go first?
With all due respect, I'll let my man JJ go first.
Appreciate
all right, JJ,
that.
you go first. All right, let's go.
Yeah. All right, man. I respect you, man. You know it's nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. But listen, we did not trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges to show up when we play the Trailblazers, the Spurs, the Wizards. That's not what we gave up this package for. We traded for him because we thought he would help us beat the elites, the Celtics, the Cavs, the Thunder. And what has he done versus these teams? And I'll tell you what he's done. Absolutely zero. Nobody can argue that. Respectfully, you can't argue that.
I'm not arguing with you on that. You just heard me say it. Okay, yeah. See, he didn't show up. Fine, I let that slide. First Boston Celtic game, I let that slide because they legit was ring name. I let him slide on that. The second game, however, he didn't show up. Fine, whatever. That happens. But the past few games, but the Cleveland one, I really wasn't sweating him not showing up was because it was a back-to-back. He played 33 minutes, right? They had to travel, respectfully, right? And that takes a toll on your body. I'm thinking of the human element here. He has to be showing up in these games.
So you still think him taking 6 shots in 36 minutes, even on the back-to-back, you think that's acceptable?
No, absolutely not. And here's the thing, I got a stat line for you, too. The Knicks are 13-2 when Mikal Bridges takes at least 10 shots or more. So, interesting stat line for you. So, yes, he is and will always be the X factor on his team.
And I agree with that. That's my problem when he plays timid, because he can impact his team when he's aggressive. But you can't only be aggressive versus bottom feeders, versus teams that are in the lottery and tanking. You have to be taking 15-plus shots versus the Cavs, versus the Celtics, versus the Thunder. That's when it counts. Nobody's
agree.
going to
No, no,
remember
no.
what he does versus the Wizards. Nobody's going to care, and nobody's going to remember.
I agree with you on that one. Well, no, 100%. That is my reasoning for defending Mikal Bridges, even against the elite teams he doesn't show up against. It's like everyone blames him for the loss, regardless of what went wrong. That's my problem, JJ.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I defend him. Because every time the Knicks lose, let's be honest here, JJ, even you can't deny it. Mikal Bridges is the punching bag of the New York Knicks.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
But I will agree with you, though, on the silver lining. He does have to be more aggressive against the elite teams.
He does. Listen, my thing is, I don't care if we went 6 for 25. I would have been fine. I'm cool with that. As long as he's aggressive, I don't care if he shoots 20%. As long as he's aggressive, I'm cool. People miss shots. But my issue is you cannot be timid
JJ.
versus the title contenders. You can't be timid.
Real quickly, JJ, you said when he makes 10 shots, right? They're 13-2, right?
No,
when he said
when he takes more than 10 shots. No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, when he takes more. Because I pulled it up on Basketball Reference. It said that when he makes 10 shots or more, they are 13-2. So I just wanted to be accurate,
so
you know.
It was makes, yes.
When he makes it, right. And then also I just gotta respond to my man Crive's dad calling me out. Listen, parlay builders. He's talking about the parlay we lost. First off, the parlay we lost, that was Karl Anthony Towns. Don't blame me. All right. We hit Aaron Judge the home run. We got the Aaron Judge home run, which was crazy, right? We got what else we got? We had Josh Hart, 6 rebounds. We hit everything else. It was just Karl Anthony Towns. He screwed us. He screwed us on the 2 threes.
Now that's
crazy.
My next topic now. Playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Cat showing up to the playoffs.
But hold on. Before we move on to Cat. Before we move on to Cat.
Let's stick on Mikal.
Let's stay with Mikal. And also, guys, I just want to let you guys know, we are doing a watch party for the first game of the playoffs. All right? It's going down. And I got a spot. It's called Q something. Hold on. I got it right here. When you fill out the form that's pinned in the description, it's called Q Bar. It's in Bayside, Queens.
Oh,
nice
snap.
spot.
I've been there, yo.
You've been there?
Lit. I've been there plenty of times.
We're gonna be in Q Bar as soon as So as soon as we get the date and time, we'll know, because we still don't know what day we're gonna play. But we're gonna watch it there.
That's
got my man J Tap, he flying out. Yuri say he gonna be there. If you want to join us, fill out the form that's pinned in the chat. All right, because I'm trying to get a gauge of how many people's coming out, and it's gonna be lit.
It's fire. They got mad.
It's fire.
Pool tables.
Yeah,
that spot is lit, man. Lit.
It's gonna be lit. They got food.
Oh wow.
Let's go,
man.
Now back on Mikal.
Come through. But go ahead. Back to the debate.
Come through.
Back to the Mikal. Now,
let's go.
Agree with you, though. I am a little worried about him showing up in playoffs.
Versus the elites. I think first round, Detroit, Milwaukee, I think he's going to show up. But you have to show up if we get Boston. You have to show. You just be aggressive. That's all. I'm not even asking for you to score 25 a game. If you're missing shots, you're missing shots. It happens, okay? I won't kill him if he's missing shots. I will kill him if he's going to be timid and take 6, 7, 8 shots. That's my issue. He's a very efficient player. Don't get me wrong. Listen, he's shooting for over 49% from the field. I think that's fantastic. That's amazing for a wing who mostly relies on jump shots. That's great. But again, my point. Do it versus the elites. Do not be timid. Do not be timid versus the Celtics and the Cavs. That's all I'm asking. If he shoots 5 for 20, oh, cool. I'm not going to kill him because he's being aggressive. And that's all I'm asking for. Just be aggressive.
Against the elites.
Right, versus the elites. Not versus the Washingtons and the Hornets.
Speaking of which, Washington is literally unavailable. They're literally about to, if the season's over, they probably can be close to 70 losses.
Wow. That's my only issue with Bridges. That's it.
Yeah, no,
Can he be an impactful player?
that's fair.
Absolutely. I'm not saying he's a scrub. He stinks. No, he's a very good player. Don't get it twisted. That's the only thing that is missing right now this season. That's a, but
Yeah, no,
that's a
JJ,
big
that's
miss.
the issue I've been having with
You know,
other Knicks fans though. That call him a scrub. I'm like, no, he's not a scrub.
he's not a scrub. He's not a scrub. He's not.
Because my point of view, right? This is my point of view, and I respect your point of view a lot more now that you talked about it.
Likewise. It's all love. You know that. It's all love, man. You know that.
Yeah,
Nothing but respect.
my point of view with the Mikal Bridges is they always talk about the 5 picks. I'm like, what are we going to get with those 5 picks? You know how long the Knicks drafting history was? For God's sakes, we drafted fake Nicotina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Objective's a fake Nicotina fan. I'm sorry to hurt your soul, but he sucked.
Yeah.
Hold up. I just realized I'm on mute. I am not a fake Ntilikina fan. We are not going to put this on record. I used to battle dudes every day about this guy. Every day. And then all of the fake Ntilikina people, for some reason, hated RJ Barrett. I'm like, I didn't understand that parallel. It was weird.
10 points every night.
It was weird, but I was saying something while y'all were talking. It didn't go through. About Mikal Bridges against the 8 elite games against those elite teams. He's only had one 20-point game, and he had a 0-point game against OKC. So yeah, he has to step it up.
Game. I blocked that out on my memory.
Yuri, let me ask you this. Yuri, let me ask you this real quick. We got to the second round. We played Boston. From 1 to 5. What's your confidence level? Bridges is gonna, show up, be aggressive, and be a high impact player.
Me not being biased, right? Me not being biased.
Yeah. Honest.
To be fair, I'm saying 3.
I think that's high. I'm saying 1.5. 1.5.
So JJ, are you overlooking Mikal Bridges' potential? Are you overlooking his potential? Because I'm hearing you. And what you're saying is valid. Mikal Bridges, he's 28 years old, right? 6 years in the league, right? This was his first year. It is an adjustment. You coming from a place where you were the first option, second option.
Fair.
And now you get demoted to now he's probably going to be the 4th option.
Fair.
So
OG's probably the 3rd option.
Listen, he could be the 3rd option if he wants to. This is the difference. Listen, this is the difference between Bridges and OG. Who has more talent? Bridges. It's not even close. Bridges should be the 3rd option, maybe even the 2nd option, but he's got to want it. OG can't even dribble, and he's out here scoring 25 a game for the last 10 games. Because he wants it. He's aggressive. He wants it. If Bridges wanted it, if he had OG's mind frame, he might be a superstar. Honestly. Honestly.
Topic before we get to the Bridges. If OG gets his ball handles up during the offseason, next offseason, we might be looking at an MVP player. Honestly. He's just got to work on the ball handles.
Yeah.
OG for MVP. Wow, that's crazy. I'd be happy. I ain't gonna lie. Look, but hold on. So you don't think that next year Mikal comes back knowing his role in the system? Remember, he's also having to guard the opposing team's best point guards.
Yeah. He is.
And that's not really his strong suit, right? So
I like him more on point guards than wings anyway, though, because he's too weak.
Okay.
He's weak. I don't like him versus wings. I don't like if we play Boston. I don't like him versus Jaylen Brown or Tatum. They're gonna bully him right in that post.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you gotta keep him away from Jaylen Brown too, because Brown definitely gonna try to bully him. Tatum gonna be shooting them fadeaways from 30 feet out, but he made him that one time where Bridges was guarding him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we did the live play-by-play for that. I think we did the live play-by-play.
We did.
Okay.
So
JJ, does it get better? So does it get better for Mikal next year? Next season?
Man, I don't know. Like I honestly, if he's gonna be a 4th option, no.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to be, 15, 16 points. Third option some nights, 4th option other nights.
Right.
Listen. Oh, talent-wise, Mikal is much more talented than OG. He just is. But OG's got an aggressive mindset.
He's got to
Versus
kill
every
it.
team, and Bridges doesn't. Not versus every team. You just got.
Facts.
There's a difference. If
I
you
agree.
know if he had OG's mindset, Bridges would be a star without question, easily. I promise
Okay.
you, he would. It's not a talent thing. It's a mindset thing.
And I have spoke about this, JJ, with fellow Knicks fans, about his mindset, because he does have mental blockages. We've seen it in November last year.
He does. He does. A lot of it is mental with him, I think, honestly. I really think it is.
And I'm going to be honest with you, if it's a mental thing, he's got to get over it on his own. Has to. This is New York. You try to develop, we run you out.
Yeah, this isn't the Nets where you got 10 fans who are gonna get on you. This is Knicks, man.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that shot.
I hate to argue with JJ. He ain't wrong though. He isn't wrong.
I mean,
I like that shot.
Listen, say we get to the second round and he throws another dud like he has this season with Boston. Fans are gonna want him out and fast. Out.
So do you think that will happen? Like you think that he could be out on the outs?
You mind if I go on this one?
Go ahead.
My hot take, even if Mikal Bridges does nil in the playoffs, he has stated that he does want to take a pay cut to stay with the Knicks.
I don't care. Get him out.
Wait, when did he say that?
He
said it
recently?
back in the off season.
I don't
remember him saying that. But okay.
I gotta find a report.
No, because I remember explicitly where they asked him the question at the media day, and he kind of avoided it. Like he curved it. That's typically what Mikal does.
Listen. Bridges is the number one guy I'm watching. Him and Cat. I have a lot of questions about him and Cat playoff time. I just do. I can't get the series Cat had versus the Mavs last season out of my head. That was one of the worst playoff series I've ever seen one player play. So
yeah, I know Cat.
That was unbelievable.
He was doing so good up until that point too.
He was. Yeah, the previous round he looked like an absolute beast. And then I got questions. I got serious questions right now about those two.
I'm not worried about Cat. I'm more worried about Bridges than I am Cat.
I'm also worried about Cat because his knees look shot. They look shot.
Shot? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he could barely get up the floor these games. Literally, he's struggling to get in the second gear to get up court.
He's still doing good offensively though. On one leg.
He definitely is.
Yeah, but
he's definitely still unstoppable.
But his drives though, they're very clunky right now. He's not getting the lift. He doesn't look right to me at all. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, I'm not. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Wear and tear. For Cat, I will say, this is where I will actually. I think for Cat, it's just wear and tear for him. And
that's why he should be sitting. He should be sitting right now.
He should be sitting.
He needs to be sitting.
And I like what Tibbs is doing with that because what he's doing is with Cat, you're playing Mitch, right? You're playing Cat. He's alternating between the two. Right? What I would want him to do, this is if I was Tibbs, I would just sit Cat to the playoffs.
I agree. I'm with you 100%.
You got to sit Cat to the playoffs.
100%.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah, but what happens on the back-to-backs with Mitch? Then what? Pressure's going to pay 48 minutes? Because you need a center.
You don't play Mitch on a back-to-back.
No, you can't.
Mitch on a back-to-back.
Next season, though, however, you play Mitch on a back-to-back. Next season.
I get it. That's why I said the Cleveland game. Y'all looking too hard. Not you guys on the phone, but Knicks fans were going too hard with it because I think the Knicks was conceding that game. They was like, we don't need that game.
I honestly.
That's why we're not going to play.
I don't get why they played Mitch. They should have sat Mitch versus Philly and then played versus Cleveland.
That would have made. But then you wouldn't have played Towns. Remember, the Towns also they didn't want to play back to back.
Yeah.
So that's why they staggered them. And that to me showed me that they didn't really care to win the Cleveland game. They're just trying to gear up for the playoffs. That's where we are right now.
These games aren't that important right now.
They're not that important because more than likely you're going to clinch the third seed.
Right.
I mean, you got Brooklyn. There's like 3 games you definitely going to win that's going to take you over the top for sure. I don't see the Knicks losing to Brooklyn.
Nah.
I don't see us losing to Phoenix.
Nah. I watched that game tonight. They're throwing in the they're awful. They're dreadful.
Yeah. The Suns look
terrible.
They're not even trying out there. They're done. That's
terrible.
Yeah, they're done.
So yeah, you definitely getting at least 2 to 3 wins for sure. I mean, just like by default, no matter who's out there.
Just enough to clinch the playoffs.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. So that's why I'm not even looking too hard into the whole, we lose to the elite teams.
Yeah, no. I got a rant going on about that. JJ, I'm going to let you go first before I get to mine. So, what do you think about the O&A against the elite teams? Do you think it's bullship?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, listen, 0-8 is 0-8. I mean, we have to prove it. Listen, we have to prove that we can hang with Boston if we get to the second round, which I think we will, realistically.
Which I think we will. Anyway,
yeah,
I got to bounce. My mom and dad just got home, so I'll be back in the call in like 5 minutes.
Cool.
All right,
cool.
Yuri. All right, JJ. You can get your final words out too. I gotta get my man Mike from PA in the building, man. I appreciate you calling, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It was fun, man. All right, you already, it's all respect. It's all love, man.
No doubt, man.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, we gotta break this 0-8, and when I want to break it is in the playoffs. Like,
that's
it. It's gonna be hard to be Boston, yeah. Just show me some fight. You know what I'm saying? Show me some fight, man. Show me some toughness. Show me some pride. Go out swinging, win or lose, and I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Show some New York Knicks pride, man. That ain't too hard, is it? It's not too hard to do.
I agree.
So
I agree. That makes sense.
Yeah, so. Yeah, man, but until the playoffs, these games, I'm not really too, I'm always watching. I'm watching every game, every play, absolutely, but I'm not invested, like, we got to win this game. I can't believe it's wake me up. It's wake me up when it counts, at this point.
Right, there you go. That's where it's at. That's why we're going to be watching the first game in the playoffs together at Q Lounge. So, man, salute.
To come to Q Bar, that's my spot. I've been there a ton, especially my prime years, years ago. That was like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But that spot is, that's a dope spot, man. Wow. Yeah, that's dope.
That's where I wanted it. I wanted it in a spot. I didn't want to be too busy. I didn't want it to be like in like a major popping spot. I wanted something that was like in the cut. Something that also was nice, that's more of my speed because I don't hang out either. Like those years for me are over, so like I only,
those years are right.
I'll go to a game or a fight, but I'm not trying to just, them days over. But, all right, man. JJ, I salute to you.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, family. All right, man. We'll talk.
Man. All right,
much love.
Appreciate it. Man.
Salute. All right. So that was JJ out of Brooklyn. Real quickly, I'm about to get my man Mike on. So Mike, if you are listening, you could call back, but I'm definitely about to dial you in a second. I just want to say this for my Towns people. Towns was not on the injury report, right? He recently just got on the injury report. So like, if something is chronically wrong with him, I know he's dealing with the runner's knee. That's a continual thing, but if you don't see him on the report, we can't make it like, he actually is hurting, even though it might look like it. But sometimes, what you see is not what it is. Let me get my man Mike. And like I said, keep the calls coming. This is the Knicks call-up show, 646-885. 995-8389. I'm about to have y'all call somebody else. That'd have been crazy. By the way, salute to King Ribby. I see you just got into the building. Crime's Dad coming for me. Oh, Lord. Who else is in the building? I saw my man Keith. Tendril.
Yo.
Hey, man. Salute, Mike. What's going on, man?
Salute, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. We had a little debate, We had a little debate going on. It turned out to be friendly and nice. But what's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I wanted to chime in because man, I was hearing a lot of it wasn't slander, but I feel like OG is not getting the credit that he deserved. You know what I mean? I heard
Okay.
yeah, I heard JJ saying that he can't dribble, and Mikal is a more skilled player. I don't know about that. I don't think anybody besides Jalen Brunson and maybe McBride can actually dribble and create by themselves. I don't see Mikal doing any of that. Mikal will get anywhere in the mid range or in the paint and just post up and spin around. That's it. That's all he do. But
Right.
he not really creating off the dribble like that. I don't see him. I never saw him as somebody who could do that. He's more of somebody who move without the ball, which was something OG does as
Bingo.
well. Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah, OG do that as well though. And
Yeah,
I saw.
OG. Oh.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I agree with you. I don't think OG has a problem with with handles. He's getting 20 points consistently, right? So it's not an admiration. And a lot of guys may not have the flashy handle. Like it's not about the flashy handle. And I also agree that Mikal's handles, while they look more polished, it's not like he's taking dudes off the dribble. But I think you might have also hit it on the nail with Mikal. He is a off the a catch and shoot kind of scorer, shooter. And I think that's what the Knicks need to do more for Mikal. Because I was gonna get to that about the whole potential question. But go ahead. I want you to build.
Yeah. No, I was gonna speak more on that, but I view as OG as that same type of player as well. The thing with OG is, and JJ kind of spoke on it. He's not afraid, and I feel like mentality should be a skill set as well, viewed as a skill set, because you can't be afraid to be able to level up your game and affect the game in different ways. I saw OG doing stuff that I didn't even know he could do.
Facts.
He was Euro stepping, doing all type, moving the ball around, looking for people too. His assists been up, his rebounds been up. He's just playing. I don't know, man. We got to give him a little bit more respect. I feel like. I think
he got my respect.
Facts. I think he's at least solidified himself as the third option, and he's even approaching second option. I know Cat can do that and has the potential out of everybody on the team to be able to do that. But right now, as it stands right now, OG is that guy.
OG. I'm riding with you. I'm right. And you were the one that kind of started that narrative on the channel and in the Discord, is OG the second option? I'd never even thought about OG possibly even being a second option. And it is an interesting thing because one thing I'm going to say, when I compare him to Mikal especially, he does it in more ways than Mikal. Mikal lives off the fadeaway. Mm-hmm. OG's taking you off the bounce from the top of the key, take you to the basket. He might hit you with a little in and out or something that you don't expect, right? And now he gets by you, right? I also think he's better at finishing at the rim too, whether it's a Euro, absorbing contact, right? Because Mikal shies away from contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, he don't really want the contact.
Mm-mm. And no secondhand smoke for Mikal, man. You don't want the contact at all. But I'm comfortable with him shooting 10, 12, 15 mid-range. Keep doing it. Keep fading away from the mid-range. Because I think he money from there. So I don't care if you miss all 15 of them. Keep doing it.
Right.
I think that's where his bread and butter is. And off ball, moving without the ball, we got to get ways to find him, find him shots when he's moving without the ball. And we'll really see his potential flourish. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Oh, I also wanted to ask you, do you think this third seed is solidified? Like we got it in the bag? Because I see
we could look at it
creeping up, man.
Yo, you know what? Let's go into research mode and look at it. I think it is because I think the magic number was 2 or 3. I can't, but we could actually look at it together. I think the magic number was 2 or 3 because I think Wiley was talking about it on the last game. So I know we got at least 2 more wins for sure. Because Brooklyn, that is definitely a win. And Phoenix, that is definitely a win for sure. For one thing I know, we're definitely going to win those 2 games. Now, the rest of the games, I don't know, right? Depends on what Hawks team show up, right? The Hawks are trying to, the Hawks is fighting for the 7th seed, I guess. So, I don't know. But right now, in the end, it's 46. So, they got 31 losses. Yeah, so it's 3 games because we had the tiebreaker. So yeah, 3 games,
So
3 games
three games.
to clinch. Yeah, or if they
Okay.
lose, if they lose another game, then it'll be 2. But yeah,
Right.
3 games.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. I really do hope that we, do what we got to do, handle our business with the teams that we got to handle. You know what I mean? Yuri be saying he got PTSD with our old coaches. Man, that
Yes.
them back-to-back losses to the Hornets and the Spurs, that gave me
Oh, boy.
PTSD.
Oh,
I'm like,
God. That was terrible.
Yeah. So I hope they
Man.
handle business, man. But the last thing I wanted to say was, and I
Go
had
ahead.
brought it up in the Discord, the Thunder and the Rockets today. I was watching that game and I saw them put Adams and Sengun together and really disrupt their
Oh.
offense. Yeah.
Oh,
They-
that's interesting.
Yes. They had Sengun play more of the power forward, kind of like a traditional Karl Anthony Towns type role.
Right.
And he was really putting the beats on Chet Holmgren.
Wow.
Chet Holmgren's still light, and he's still light, you know what I mean? On the
Yeah.
defensive end. So when you
Right.
put a gritty post-up player like Sengun on him, he just goes to town. And then they got Steven Adams, who's like a brick house in the paint, and he was just disrupting because they got a lot of slashers on their team.
Right.
I don't know how they
Right.
are on the 3-point percentage, but I think they get most of their points in the paint, slashing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So putting
They
a
got
guy
guys
like
that can
Steven
hit the
Adams-
3 ball, but I
Yeah.
don't think they tops like in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So I think putting a guy like Steven Adams, which I know Mitch could play that part. Putting a
Right.
person like that in the paint, clogging up the paint, can really disrupt their offense. I saw it today with the Rockets. So they look in control
Wow.
the whole time. Yeah.
I got the box score up too. I gotta watch this game. I'm probably gonna watch the condensed game tonight. But from what I can see, man, it looked like they was defending. It looked like SGA only had 22 points, so that looked like maybe Amin Thompson was getting that. That was his work, maybe. That's interesting. I don't know if they could win it. Who?
There was another cat on there who was doing a lot of damage. I don't remember. His
On
name
Houston?
was like a T. Yeah, on Houston.
Oh,
His name had
You
a
talking about
T in
Tari
it.
Eason? Tari
No,
Eason?
not Tari Eason. Tari Eason's a beast too, but he was actually like a guard.
Tate? Yeah, Jason Tate. That's what you talking about.
Tate, him. He was.
Yeah, Jason
yeah,
Tate. Yeah,
he
6'4".
was
Yep. That's what you
frustrating
talking about.
though.
Yeah,
He was a
he's
pest.
nice.
Yeah, he was a pest.
Yeah, he's nice.
They have a very solid team, the Rockets. And like you said, surprising things happen in the playoffs. Keep an eye out on the Rockets. They have
sure.
a very, very good team.
Do you
Yeah,
think though they going, and this would be the final point, but do you think that they can? I think they might have the Minnesota or somebody like that. You think they could get them in the first round though, Minnesota?
Oh yeah, they watching Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is hurt too. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, he did get hurt, but he finished the game though.
He finished the
He
game?
missing time. He did finish the game. Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's missing time or not, but they did have to carry him out. Who knows? You know what I mean? But
That was the Nets, right? They played. Yeah, they played the Nets.
He stepped on the coach's foot. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But,
I actually watched that game because I was like trying to do some scouting on these crappy Nets, and That's why I was like, yeah, we definitely gonna smack the Nets. I mean, they're terrible. But yeah. So he came back because he played 32 minutes.
Yeah, I think
He
the
came
Rockets
back in the second.
easily run through the Timberwolves. Easily.
Man, it's gonna be. I'll tell you, it's gonna be exciting to watch. I tell you that much.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. But I'm telling you, they special. And Amen Thompson,
he's a problem.
He's a problem. Remember when we played them, they was like depleted. They was kind of depleted. They had a lot of players out. How Amen Thompson was able to take over the point guard role.
Crazy.
You gotta
I think he played that in what is that, the overtime elite they came from, I think one of them was a point guard, if I'm not mistaken. They were saying. So yeah.
Fam, the fact that he can
crazy
get in that bag if you need him. If your guard is out and you need Amen Thompson to come in, bro, he has a very deep bag, man. He's a scary guy. They got a scary team. People, I don't think they get enough credit for the work that they putting in, man. They have a scary team. So, keep an eye out for them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man. Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Let me get on stage, man.
No doubt, man. Mike from PA, salute. Harlem to PA. Let's go. All right. So yeah, that was Mike. Keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. Interesting stuff with that Houston team. I just feel like the veteran experience, even though they do got veterans, I think that Ant-Man could get it done if he's Ant-Man, but Houston do got the defenders. Keith, I'm about to call you. I saw I got a missed call from Keith. Let me see if I get my man Keith from the ATL in the building. Hopefully we can get him on. Salute to you, Knicks Yak. I see you. And salute to Tindrell. See if we can keep the answer. I know he might be working. Some of you guys will be working late, calling into the show.
Yeah, what's good?
Hey, my man Keith from the ATL, or straight out of the ATL, rather. How's it going, my brother?
What's going on, my man? Oh, chilling.
Not much, man. We having these conversations. You know, I had some questions. Like we talk about Mikal, but we ain't gotta stay limited to there. We kind of was all over the place.
It's your world, man. Your world.
So all right, let's
log in. I just got out the shower, late day at work, so I just caught you.
All right, so you know what? I got two questions. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit because my other question I wanted to know. We know that there's different factions within the Knicks community, right? I wanted to know, why are Knicks fans so divided over Coach Tibbs? Why are they so divided over Coach Tibbs? Like
they have the recency biased. They forget what it was like before Tibbs. It was horrible before Tibbs. Absolutely horrible. We won less than 60 games in the 3 years prior to Tibbs getting it. Do y'all not remember looking at the draft odds at Thanksgiving?
Yes. I remember.
I mean, come on. Do we not remember scouting and looking at mock drafts first of the year? Because we already knew our season was over. We had absolutely no shot.
It's crazy.
I loved Trier, but he's a starting.
Oh my God, I love Trier.
You know what I'm saying? Do we forget Emmanuel Mudiay and we're gonna get you right, cuz? Did we forget taking Knox and watching? I'm not even gonna do this to myself, but I think it's just a lot of recency bias and people are so ready for it to happen right now, bruh. I'm 55. I was too young to actually remember the last one.
Right.
So I just want him to get it right.
Yes.
Just get it right. I'm willing. I'm I hope we can win it all this year, but I'm not expecting it, frankly. I still don't think this is the team that's going to get the chip. I think there's going to be a couple of tweaks. There's a couple guys we may not even be thinking about. I don't think it's a big blockbuster trade by any means.
Nope.
But I think there's a couple of players we may not even be thinking of that Leon's going to wave that wand over the offseason and boom, the puzzle's complete. So
facts.
I'm just holding out, and I'm trusting Tibbs, because in my years of watching this team, I can truly say we have never been in this particular situation where we have a competent front office that's building a team that is not full of overpriced, over-the-hill superstars or players that really don't want to be here, or incompetent coaches or GMs having sex with secretaries and all this kind of stuff.
Yes. All the controversy. Let's go.
Yes. Dude, how many teams have been the butt of jokes on movies, TV shows, comedians on Netflix? I mean, they can't wait to jab at the Knicks because we were so incompetent. And
Keith, they had my daughter. Keith, they had my daughter laughing at me during the Soul movie. Isn't that your team? Crazy, man.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So I'm thinking that now that people have got a little taste of success and see that we have some talent and we have enough to actually really do some damage, now it's 5 Tibbs. We need to get our Steve Kerr. Like, it was so easy to get a Steve Kerr, but 5 Tibbs and let's get the next guy. And it may be another Steve Kerr out there. But Tibbs ain't getting fired, y'all. I'm telling you now, Tibbs has earned enough that he going to go out the way he want to go out. And even if that means, okay, I'm going to step down and move up to the front office type or whatever. But everybody harping for fire Tibbs, I can get that out your mind, bro. That's not going to happen. There's too much family. There's like a bloodline in that front office and Jalen Brunson and the coach. I mean, he ain't getting fired.
No. And here's the thing too, Keith, like, and even people like from my age group to your age group, right? Like, why aren't we patient? Like we go back to the 90s. So why we can't wait 1 or 2 years before we say fire Tibbs? Like you said, there's some tweaks that's going to come. And I'm telling you guys right now, and I said this before, I'm going to say it again tonight. I think next year we are going to be the best team in the Eastern Conference. I think the offense is going to go up to a whole nother level next season. One more year, one more summer, because last year we didn't have a summer for them to work it out. Brunson said it. He said, we didn't have a chance to really work out kinks and work on certain things that we do before we even get to training camp. These are the things that people don't see, right? The side that people don't consider. So that's why I'm saying I think that another season, and look, Boston and Cleveland second apron teams, they're going to have to make changes. Yep. Some of their key role players or rotational pieces of free agents, right? Al Horford, Luke Cornett, up out of there.
Yep.
I don't see them coming back. So key pieces. So give the team a shot. But here's the big thing, Keith. This year is not even over.
No,
it's not like we even went through the whole year and we got bumped in the second round, right? We got bumped in the conference. We don't know. We might go to the goddamn finals, and y'all complaining that, Keith, imagine we hadn't done something since 1997, right? The amount of wins that we had, 40 and 20. We hadn't done this since 97, right? Y'all would think that the way people are complaining about Tibbs in particular, that we ain't doing nothing, that we having a Dave Fizdale type season.
Bro, when's the last time we've won 2 seasons, 50 pieces, back to back?
Back to back.
Come on, man. You said it
I'm just
about
saying.
the lack of a training camp. That's what we was talking about. And I remember bringing it up to you. We had a whole discussion about it. December,
Right.
when they were
Yes.
playing, when Tibbs was playing those guys 38 minutes a night.
I
said
remember
it then.
Yep.
I ain't really got no problem with it because these are organized scrimmages. We playing a bunch of Orlandos and Charlottes and Utahs.
Yes.
Go ahead and play those starters as many minutes as you can play them because this is their training camp. Let them work out the kinks in them games that we really should win, whether we playing well or not. If it's close at the end, one of our stars can just say, okay, give me the ball, let me take over, and let's win it at the end. But we can practice for 3 quarters against these squads.
Right. You're right. And look, to add to what you're saying, like when you go back to January 1st, right? We played about 23 games against teams that were sub 500.
Yep.
Right? On the flip side, we only played 15 games against teams that were above 500. So we, like you said, we had a lot of softer touches. So it wasn't like you was putting all these guys out there facing Cleveland every other night, facing Boston. So great point. And I honestly think
that was the weakest part of our schedule. If you look at it, go back and look at that was the weakest part of our schedule was December. And that's when if you go back and look at all the tweets and why is Tibbs playing these guys 39 minutes and we're up 20 with 3 minutes to go. We were getting that so bad. I mean, it's just got progressively worse, but it was really, starting right back then. And I was like, y'all need to chill. Let Tibbs do what he's doing because we're going to be glad that these guys know that OG knows that Karl Anthony Towns, when he looks to the left and put his arm up, he's actually going to spin to the hoop because he's been playing with him enough to have that chemistry.
There you go.
Let them play.
Let them play. Now, that was a great point when you said it then. And I think now we see the value in that chemistry because you're starting to see on them 30 assist nights, like, oh, okay, them putting in that time is starting to really show, but it's still another level that I think that may not come this year. It may come next. It definitely is going to come, I feel, next year. So I think I think you hit it on the nail with that. But I do want to also ask you about Mikal Bridges. This is the topic. I mean, there's no flashy topic with the Knicks call-up show. This is a call-up show. We could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, right? But at the same time, I do got some questions, right? Are the Knicks, and it's really the fans, but are the Knicks, I'm going to say, is Knick Nation overlooking Mikal Bridges' potential? What do you have to say to that?
Absolutely. And I'm going to say this too. Everybody just kind of just cool your jets and let the playoffs come around. Let the playoffs get here where you know who you're playing for the next minimum 5 games, 4 or 5 games. You know who you're playing. You know you it's not like there's certain teams in the NBA that can get really good regular season records but can be stopped come playoff time because you have the advantage of being able to catch teams at certain points of the season, back-to-backs, or teams that are injured, or trying new rotations early in the season and things like that. But they get caught in the playoffs.
Not a good point.
That's why nobody's afraid of Cleveland. Frankly.
Right.
Nobody, everybody that's a Knicks fan, when you talk about going to the playoffs, okay, we've been getting our butt whipped by them in the regular season, but nobody's afraid to play Cleveland come playoffs.
Nope.
We want to play them before we play Boston if we had a choice. Right. That's for sure.
But some fans, that's why they want to drop to the 4th seed. Some fans are saying, hey, maybe we should just sit everybody and drop to the 4th seed.
Y'all forget your coach. Tibbs ain't going to do that.
Hell no.
That last year if we was trying to avoid Philly, because last year everybody was talking about Philly is so good, and that was the worst matchup for us was to avoid Philly. So why did we win that last game when Milwaukee was tanking? We should have went on and tanked with them because Milwaukee apparently was supposed to be throwing the game because they didn't want to play Philly and all that nonsense. Tibbs, we played double overtime against Chicago to get that 50th win.
Facts. Because that mattered. That mattered.
Think Tibbs is not going to play to win as many as we got. What, 8 games left? 7 games left? Whatever it is.
About 6.
6.
Yeah, 6 games. Mm-hmm.
Tibbs is going to coach like it's Game 7 in the NBA Finals. All 6 of these games.
Facts. And Brunson is going to play 4 games. This is my speculation. But I think Brunson will play he's going to play the 4 games.
He's going to play 4 games. I mean, say what you want. That's a big honor that he's got a lot of flowers coming this offseason for the season that he's had. I mean, that's not being greedy. That's just, I mean, the man deserves it. Get him those 4 games so he can get his, at minimum, second team All-NBA. He should be first team, but second team All-NBA at minimum, and give him his Clutch Player of the Year award.
Right. No, I mean, man, you hit it on the nail. Yeah, I mean, it's to bring it back to Mikal though. I think that
jumped all over that. My bad.
No, that's fine. That's fine. To bring it back to Mikal, I want to say that I think Knicks fans are overlooking his potential because they're so wrapped up in the 5 first-round picks, and because he's not dropping 25. Or he's not, keeping everybody, holding them to 10 points. They feel as though that, it's a loss. We lost, or they feel like Mikal is just not doing good. I'm gonna say, yeah, of course, we all could do better. Everybody could do better. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think they're considering the fact that he's out of position defensively. No one cares about that. No one cares about that.
You can full stop right there.
Right. Yeah. But they don't care.
You can full stop right there.
Right.
Because in Brooklyn and Phoenix, as good as a defender he wasn't guarding 6'1" point guards every night.
No, he wasn't.
He was guarding 2s.
He was guarding the 2s. That was his position.
To be the on-ball stopper.
No, because they already had Chris Paul. They had Paul and they had the other kid, Campaign. They had Campaign.
Remember,
that was their job.
Was on that team too, and he got good rotation minutes.
Yep, facts.
So, he's been playing out of position the whole time. He's a 2.
Facts.
He plays 2 on offense. OG is a 3. He's playing out of position.
Facts. Doing a good job though, but out of position. He's doing a good job, but he is out of position.
Hell of a job to be playing out of position, but he's not a 4. In Toronto, he was a 3. Siakam was the 4.
Siakam was the 4. Yep. Barnes, yeah.
Yeah, so
he was the 3.
He's out of position too, and that's why I think everybody, y'all think Tibbs is playing. Tibbs don't lie. Tibbs tell you exactly what he gonna do. He just like Trump in that regard. He tell you exactly what he gonna do, and I'm telling you, dude. It may not happen this year because the starting 5 has been so good, but let Mitch be on the team come October,
right?
And see what that
I can see them.
Is coming out next year.
I can see that, and I think it'll be great because now they got a summer to work on things.
Yes.
Versus him missing the whole year, and then now 14 games before the playoffs. Oh yeah, let's put Mitch in the start. That's not gonna work.
That's not going to work. He ain't even going to be prime time Mitch until second, third round of the playoffs when you think of the games played.
Right. Facts.
So
yeah, next year I could see that. I could see that next year.
Yeah. If he gets the health, God willing, the health bug is over for him and he's able to have a good training camp, that's our starting 5. Porty's probably going to be the one to back them both up. Precious is probably gone.
Precious is probably gone.
One of the rookies, either McCullough or Dadier will get a little bit more time. Kolek will get a little bit more time. Payne is probably gone, and there's going to be another piece that we don't know about yet. Some 6'8", 6'9" bench player.
I would hope so.
That's going to end up on the team.
Facts. And I wouldn't be mad. Like, even though I wasn't a fan of Mitch as a starting for this, only because of what we said mainly. Like, we didn't have the time to implement them. But if it is better and it's going to work out next year, I'm all for it. I'm all for getting better. They got to really work out the pick and roll defense with Towns at the 4. That's something that I'm curious to see how they can deal with that because When they put him at the 4, boy, what team was that? I think every team they put him at the 4, but the last time, what was the last time Mitch and Towns played? That was against, who was that?
Was it
Not Philly. Not Philly.
No, it wasn't Philly. Was it the
I think it might have been the Bucks. I think it was the Bucks.
It actually was the Bucks. But
yeah, I think it was the Bucks.
I think I made a comment the last time I actually called in that come playoff time, I really think Mitch is going to play more time with Cat or just as much with Cat than without Cat on the court. Meaning now he may come in at first to spell Cat or whatever, or maybe Cat will play longer into the first quarter and Mitch will come in for Josh or something like that. But they're going to play a lot of minutes together come the playoffs because that's what Tibbs wants. Tibbs is still a defensive coach no matter what. These 120 points nights that we giving up 130, 125, this is killing Tibbs. Tibbs is probably, you can look at his face like he's about to blow up over there sometimes with all the points we're giving up. He don't function right without his rim protector. And no matter what people say, the eye test tells you our defense is way different when Mitch is on the court.
No, the numbers also confirm that. No, the numbers confirm that Mitch is better. I just got a problem with people say that Brunson is the liability on defense. That's what I have an issue with because I think I didn't I do the unfiltered thought on that the other day? I can't remember. I do so much content, but I think that Mitch definitely helps with the defense, and I think the matchups matter more too. So like against Cleveland, double big lineup all day.
Yes,
all day. Yep. But against Boston, I don't know.
We're not gonna be able to do that as much as effectively against Boston until they go with their big lineup. When they bring
exactly when Cornet is out there, that's when Mitch out there every time. Then you could go with it. But if they got Tatum or Horford, because remember they running in pick and pop, they running high screen and roll, and they gonna put Mitch out there. But he's not good on the popping, especially in high pick and roll. Against rolling, he's great.
He's great. Yeah, he's awesome there. And
rolling is no problem.
Does a better job just hedging out and switching than he does in dropping.
Facts.
In my opinion,
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
he's better off just hedging out and running the man out and then trying to scramble back to the paint than dropping. He plays that way better. But
way better.
You have Mitch back there backing him up. Well, first of all, when half the time Cat don't even have his damn hands up to contest the shot.
That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, I mean it's not per se Jalen Brunson, although he's not the best defender. He does try, and he does give
Brunson tries,
and he does take charges and things of that nature.
Oh yeah,
he can't get around screens very well, but I think that's his build, and he's just not athletic enough to get on. He's like a little bowling ball.
He's undersized. He's guarding the 6'8" dudes. He's guarding 6'6" dudes because he's guarding the guy who's not really the option on offense. And sometimes those guys are just bigger than him.
Yeah, and they take him down low, and they just punish him, or they just shoot over him if they got it going. It's more Cat. Unfortunately, it's more Cat than anything on our defense. And I don't know how many of you guys have done this, but I'm real big at this. I'll go into maybe Locked On, especially Locked On in the mornings before we play that particular team, just to hear what that team says about us, and just to hear how they're feeling about the game and all that. And I turned, and after big trades and stuff, I listened to the Brooklyn podcast and stuff after the Bridges trade, and I listened to the Cat podcast, Minnesota podcast after the Cat trade. And the main thing that everybody was saying before Cat had ever touched a basketball in New York was they better hope Mitchell Robinson is healthy, because they can't possibly be wanting to play Cat at center. And he's not a defender. Right. Which is why, and if you look at it, hell, Minnesota knew that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought in Gobert and spent their 5 first-round picks.
Yeah. But my thing is too though, like with Cat, I'm not sure if it's that he's not a center. I just think that he needs a certain type of power forward there. Like he needs a power forward that can like a Bobby Portis type. You know, he needs somebody like that with him. Or McDaniel, somebody who could stretch the floor too. So that way they're not, because that's another thing I'm worried about with Mitch is that spacing issues on the offensive side. Now Towns is just going to be a 3-point shooter because Mitch is down there. So now that, and then if Mitch is down there, now the rim protector's down there. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my only concern. But these are things that can be worked out with time. Like these are not things that make it impossible. And also there are advantages to the double big lineup. There are advantages, and I think Tibbs would be smart enough to know, okay, against Boston, maybe not as much, but against Cleveland, Mitch is gonna play 30 minutes. Mitch playing 30 minutes.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel the same way against like a Detroit. If we do end up matching up with a Detroit or a Milwaukee, I'm going double big as much as I can go double big against both of them teams. The only
team in Milwaukee for sure, yeah.
Boston is the only team that I'm like, okay, damn, yeah, we gonna OG.
I wouldn't recommend it. No.
You running 41 tonight. You're getting 41 minutes a game, bro, because we can't go single big the whole night. We can't play Precious too much against Boston. You got to be very selective with how you play Precious against Boston.
Right.
He can get.
Yep. Do you want to talk to Yuri? I had Yuri calling up. I was gonna get him back on the line.
Cool. That's cool.
I might get him on the third. Okay, so I'm gonna get Yuri. Yuri, I'm calling you back on the 3-way. But yeah, definitely, guys, keep the calls coming, man. This is the Knicks call up show, man. I do appreciate you guys rocking with us. Hold on.
Your original
Yuri
question,
on here.
I think Mikal Bridges is gonna be just fine come playoffs because I think Deuce is gonna play more on ball. He's going to get 30 minutes a night come playoff time. I truly believe Deuce will get 30 minutes a night, and he'll be on ball more than any joke. You know, when he's on the court, he's going to be guarding the ball. So
okay,
I think him being able to, we may go to a lot of now in Boston. I can see a lot of 3-guard lineups. I can see a lot of times where, depending on the matchup, hell, it may be OG at the 5. Depending on the matchup they run, because I've seen them run a couple of times this year where their lineup is like, okay, they got Horford at the 5, Tatum, Brown, and then they bring in the 2 guys off the bench, but they don't have nobody near 7 foot on the court. And I'm like, these dudes are spread all over the place.
They're the most extreme team. They're the most extreme team where they could go really big and they could go really small.
Really small.
I don't think nobody else can do that as successfully as Boston. But hold on, let me get Yuri on. All right, guys, keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. And also, guys, hey, Yuri, I'm about to merge you back. Also, guys, we doing the watch party, right, for game 1 of the playoffs. If you are interested in watching the game with me, Yuri said he's going to be there. My man J-Tap is going to be there. A couple of people going to be there. Fill out the form. It's pinned in the chat. Click the link. Fill out the registration form. I'm just trying to get a gauge of who's actually coming. And, yeah, we're going to rock out like that. But go ahead, Yuri. You're now on the line with Keith from the ATL.
What's going on, Yuri?
Yeah, what's up? I don't know what y'all were talking about because I was out for most of the time.
Oh, we was just talking about the playoffs and matchups and the double big lineup. That's it.
Yeah, the double big lineup, I don't see that being utilized in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
They haven't had enough time to utilize it properly in the regular season. It took so long for Mitch to get back. If you really put it in the playoffs, without the synergy that, you know, Cat and Mitch have, I think you're setting yourself up for failure with that lineup. So I definitely expect it to be implemented next season, however.
Yeah, they might start it.
They have been starting to run it more and more often until Cat knee bulked up on him, and now he's not going back-to-backs. You know, but when they weren't doing that stretch of these back-to-backs, we got 2 more before the season, which is crazy. But they, you know, without those limitations or restrictions that were already on those guys, you look at the last 5 or 6 games that they did play together, the minutes are going up and up. You had that one glitch where it seemed like Mitch just lost his win 2 minutes after entering the game. But other than that, their minutes on the court together were going up.
I know, that's what worries me. I don't know.
He said that's what worries me.
Listen, I'm not minutes police, but I kind of do worry about those two on the court when it comes to minutes. I'm anti-minutes police, don't get me wrong, but those two I make an exception.
Well, I don't think Mitch is going to play more than 20 minutes, 22 at most, even when the playoffs come around.
I don't mind if he plays 30 minutes in the playoffs. It's the regular season that worries me.
I don't see him getting that much. Now, against the Cleveland, yeah, if we end up matched up against Milwaukee in the first round, that may happen. But I don't think Tibbs really wants to put him out there that much yet, because he still hasn't gotten his wind yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He still hasn't really gotten his conditioning yet. He hasn't played 25 games yet. You know what I mean?
How many games has he played so far?
Like 14. Is it like 14 or something?
And he's not going to be conditioned for the playoffs.
Well, I think his conditioning might be okay, especially as it goes along. Maybe in the first game, in the first couple of games, no. But to add to what Yuri's saying, I got it on the screen here. They could see it on. I got the basketball reference up there. Basically, hold on, look at that video playing. So basically, when you look at the for some reason they got Towns 100% at center. But that's weird. And they got the Mitchell Robinson at power forward. But anyway, so 18% of the time, which is 229 minutes, Mitch has played with Towns, right? So that's roughly, if you do the math on that, that might be about 42 minutes. So the double big lineup with Towns and Mitch has only played 42 minutes together, roughly around that much. Like, that is not enough time for me to feel comfortable with running it outside of what we talked about, Keith, which is like, you know, Milwaukee goes with Lopez and Portis might be back. I'm not sure when his suspension is up.
Yeah, he's coming back for the playoffs, I believe.
He's coming back. Okay, so yeah, against them, when they got that double big lineup, I'm comfortable with running it. But Yuri, this is why earlier when you said, you put up the stat where they said they was like plus 42 net rating with Mitch and Tom. I'm like, dude, that's not enough time. And even still, when you look at it, they only played about 40-something minutes together.
Yeah, I mean,
50-something minutes.
The Mitch has only played 14 games. He's not going to have his full win, you know, until around, you know, just like any other year, 20 games. He always, you know, takes a minute to get in the real game condition.
I'm just happy
it'll be 20 games or so, but if you look at the amount of games that'll be for him being played, that'll be right at the playoffs. So that's what I was saying. Right around the second round or so, when we do have to face Boston, I think that's when Mitch's conditioning will be where it needs to be in order to be able to play those strong 22, 24 minutes with no issue. It's unfortunate it may be against Boston where we won't be able to put him out there but 10 minutes.
Right.
Keith, sorry to cut you off. I want to respond to objective about this report. I found a report. So this report was made from Eglon Sports, all Knicks.
Okay.
Mikal stated that he was going to take a pay cut.
Put it in the Discord. Can you put it in the Discord? We could get it up there because I do got Discord open on the computer. Just for this very reason, just in case you guys put something in there, we can share. I'm curious to read that.
Wasn't it leaked though right after the trade that was, you know, part of the trade when the agent or somebody leaked that he was willing to take a similar type deal as Brunson to
but I don't think that was founded though. Because when they asked him directly about it, he kind of curved it at the media day. And hold on, let me put this. I got put it in the research mode so everybody can see. So bam, I actually think I read this too. Mikal Bridges expected to join Jalen Brunson and taking a pay cut from the Knicks in next deal. Let me see. With Jalen Brunson record-setting bargain, right. Hold on. Mikal was recently traded to the Knicks from Brooklyn, a massive deal. Bridges signed a 4-year, $90 million. Let me see. He's a solid piece. Where's the quote, though, that he says that he said it?
Oh, the
Is
quote?
they
No,
just-
it was rumored. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I didn't remember if he actually said it or not. That's the problem.
Nah, I don't think he said it.
Yeah,
I actually did. I think I actually remember reading this too on the podcast, because we cover all of the hot news. But nah, I don't think it was nothing official though. Because
I don't think he ever said it, but I'm just saying that it was just like it was said when OG was traded from Toronto. That he had said it when he was looking to when everybody knew he wanted to be traded and all of that he would take a lesser deal to play in New York.
Yeah, we all know how that turned out.
But you know what happened with that? The reason why he asked for more is because they traded for Mikal Bridges. That's why he asked for more money.
Well, I'm gonna say what I remember with OG, right? OG always said he wanted his bag. That's the only thing OG said he wanted.
That I remember.
OG, listen, OG didn't care about starting. He didn't care about points. He didn't care about none of that. He said, look, I need to get paid. So Toronto felt like we already got Scotty Barnes, right? It was at the time they had to pay Pascal before they traded him. So they was like, we think we'll move off on you. We'll probably keep Barnes as the guy. We could get RJ, who's making less money, right? But he's from Toronto, right? And then they wind up giving the 170. Toronto's just a weird team. They're very weird. I don't understand their moves. I really don't. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Didn't they trade for Brandon Ingram? I don't know. But anyway, the bottom line is OG always wanted his money. He was never given. I never read that he was given a discount, Keith. Maybe you heard elsewhere, but I vividly remember OG saying, I need my money. I don't care about nothing else. Like, you don't even have to give me the ball. You better give me my $212 million, or that's what I want. That's my number. He was not moving off of it. And the Knicks said, you know what? He was the plus minus god at the time. Hey, we got to give him the bag. And look at it. Now it's starting to look like, man, that might be a discount. It's now because it might be a discount because he's definitely going to be All-NBA defensive team. I think that's just written in stone. But yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna act like I'm good enough to put this on the Discord because it's gonna probably take me a minute. But there's one in Bleacher Report from December 31st, 23. Knicks rumors OG Anunoby could take contract discount, was eyeing $40 million per year.
Oh, Bleacher Report. Say the title again.
It's under Knicks rumors. OG Anunoby could take contract discount, was eyeing $40 million per year. And it just says could take. And it says New York Knicks newest piece, OG could be willing to take a contract discount for Jack Fisher.
Wait, I think I got it. See. Once again, I think I read this article too.
That's
December 31st, 2023.
I know how it turned out, but I know when the trade happened that was part of it when they traded him, the reason.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like
yes, he did. He did say that. He did say that he could take less.
Yeah, he could take less to play for the Knicks. I remember him saying that.
But did he take less?
No, he didn't. He $412 million.
No, he didn't. But again, that apparently happened, and there's something, and I have to look that up too, because I read that somewhere too, that the one of the reasons that he ended up getting back over the 40 mark was because they brought in Mikal Bridges as well, and Mikal is up for a contract.
That's deep.
Now,
but I do remember this article, Keith. You got that one. I do.
Now the question is, if you're Leon Rose, do you pay Mikal Bridges his extension?
Well, they're gonna pay. Yeah, they're.
It ain't gonna be lofty though. It's gonna be like a nice figure. I don't think he's gonna get the OG deal.
Yeah, it's not if you look at those Villanova guys though, they're all kind of on the same wavelength, especially as far as the finances go. Because JB even said it. He said it's not like at the end of the day, I've still made $250 million. It's
Facts.
nothing that, I want to do that I'm not going to be able to do. So it may be a lesser deal, but it's not like I'm not making a ton of money. He said that.
Yeah, because he's got endorsements.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even Josh was cool with what he got. 18 was like, man, I got the bag. They're good with that. They don't need, none of them seem to have that kind of mindset. Dante DiVincenzo, he could have got more from another team, but he signed with us for 11.
Right.
He could have got more.
Right. No. He could actually, no, the second offer was from Minnesota. It was for less money. Minnesota almost had him, but the Knicks came in and offered him more. Just to be technical.
Okay. Well, yeah. I thought he could have got more. Maybe I was wrong from that standpoint, but none of those guys, I'm just saying from a standpoint of the way they seem to interact with each other in the conversations that they have, around the money. None of them really seem to be that, like they
concerned about money like that.
Yeah, they just don't strike me like that. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's willing to give up $100 million dollars.
No, they're not doing that. Only Brunson, only Cap.
Yeah, but Mikal's not going. I don't think Mikal is in that $40 million range anyway.
Oh no, for sure he's not. Because he's not making All NBA defensive team. Now, if he would have made All NBA defensive team,
right?
Oh, okay.
Now you got to pay him up. But with the season he's having, he's definitely going to get less.
Yeah, he's not getting that same contract. He's not going to command that same contract OG got anyway.
Listen, let me tell you something. Don't think Leon's not stupid. He sees what's going on in the NBA.
Yeah.
So if you Mikal, would you bet on yourself and just be like, I'm not going to sign the extension this summer. I'm going to wait till the following summer when I'm a free agent because I'm going to ball out next year. I'm going to take you out to the championship. I'm gonna get an All NBA defensive team.
If that's Mikal's,
we hope so.
Right?
We hope so. One thing we know about James Dolan, he ain't scared to write the check. He'll write the check.
That's a fact.
That luxury tax, that second apron, the financial penalties of it don't mean nothing to James Dolan. He'll let them max it out if we're gonna get a chip.
That's another thing too. I don't think people realize this. Boston's having their year, true. Cleveland's having their year, fantastic. They're not a second apron team. That's the whole point of it. That's the beauty of it. If I'm the Knicks right now, I'm saying, okay, this might not be our year. I'll take the hits.
Our year is coming soon, though, because those two teams that you just said, they can't stay like that. First of all, all of their draft picks are going to the back end of the first round, 31st, no matter what. When you're in that second apron, I don't care how bad your team is, you're picking in the 30s.
You can pick it last.
You got to do one-for-one trades. The salaries got to match. You can't re-sign players and all that. No, those guys, especially, you don't think Pritchard is going to want to get the bag, especially since he's already got a ring?
Pritchard got the bag already. Hold on, just for fun, we could pull up listen, bro. Boston, they ain't gonna be able to do nothing, bro. Nothing. We gonna pull it up just for fun. I mean, look.
What about the owners though, too? Because they just sold it. Would you think now? And this is a question for you too, Yuri. If you just spent $9 billion for the team, and you're gonna have to pay all this money in luxury tax penalties and all this other stuff going on. If I win a chip this year, why wouldn't I kind of let go of a couple guys and get salary under control? I come in first year and I win a title. I don't have to pay all that kind of money no more. I just spent all that money.
Right.
The old regime didn't give a damn. The old regime said, max them all out. We selling the team anyway. Max them out.
Paying Pritchard, he locked up till 2028.
Whew.
Yeah, he locked up to 2028, and they got him on a low salary. I mean, damn, Boston, they be getting over, man.
And maybe that's why, because he didn't sign for nothing. I thought he was coming up to be ready to get up out of there, just like Cornette and Horford.
that's why Boston, they smart. That's why you try to sign these guys before free agency, because if they start balling out like he did this year, oh man, forget about it. If you would have waited, yeah, that would have been bad. So yeah, it's a good thing that they took care of these guys. But I mean, look at their team, bro. Sam Hauser, 10 million. Peyton Pritchard, 7 million. Everybody else after that, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. 2 million. I'm saying no, I'm talking about on the low end. Then everybody else, then they got White, 28 million. Porzingis, 30 million. Drew Holiday, 32 million. Brown, Tatum, 54 and 53 million dollars. Okay.
You guys also want to know something too? You know what's going to be key for the Knicks? A lot of people are going to laugh at what I'm going to say, but it's true. You know what's the keys, Knicks, to making the championship run next season?
What's that?
It's going to be the rookies. I'm going to tell you why.
This year's rookies or next year's rookies?
You're saying this year rookies? Oh, next year? Okay.
Kolick, Ariel, McComb. Those
So
rookies
this year's rookies.
This year's rookies. I'm saying next year.
Oh,
It's
okay.
going to be playing next year, obviously. So this year's rookies will be the key, because although they're in the G League developing right now, that's going to be our bench next season.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the screen too.
That's going to be our bench next season.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Knicks. This is the Knicks team next year, right? So we got 11 players on the contract. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so this is my first time actually looking at PJ Tucker's contract. PJ Tucker's getting 3.4 million. That's more than I thought it would be.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. No, it's not bad. I just thought it would be like maybe 2 points. But I forgot he is a.
Ain't that the
Yeah, that's a vet minimum. Yeah, it technically is, especially on the second year of a deal. On the yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
for his tenure.
Exactly. We have 4 rookies signed and adding a second round cheap contract cap going up 16 million, and Precious and Payne on God another 12 million, 28 million. And we got Bridges and more.
Yeah, and we got $8 million in second apron space. Bridges is still on the contract, by the way, for next season.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a free agent till the year after.
Yeah, his money won't even count until the year after. Whatever if he resigns, he's still getting 22.
I'm expecting Ariel. I'm expecting Ariel to pick up the club option, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. You're gonna need because Precious might be up out of there depending on what salary he wants or what he commands from other teams. But honestly, there's an article. I'm not sure if I put it in the Discord, but the NBA, this is a recession, y'all. Like, dudes is not getting paid next year. I just want to let you know, we only got one team with the unlimited potential to sign anybody. That's the Nets. That's really it.
Potential.
They got unlimited potential. They could bring whoever they want. But after that, a lot of these guys, even if you look at like a campaign or DeLon Wright, you might could get them back because they ain't gonna, it's not like there's this abundance of money that you're gonna get from other teams, so
no second apron team. You can wipe pretty much every second apron team, you can wipe them off.
Forget about it.
No free agents without dropping to get rid of a salary somehow. And it's very difficult to get rid of a salary.
Exactly. Only thing they got a second apron team has is a $5 million exception. That's the most they could spend on a free agent. But still, a lot of teams that's in that predicament, they're not looking to spend. They're looking to conserve. So
they're looking to drop salary any way they can.
Right. But go ahead, Yuri.
Hakeem Dade, Tyler Kolick, Ariel Hokaporti, those 3 rooks, they're going to be key to winning us a championship. I'm going to tell you why. This year, they're not playing, right? This year's rooks, however, will play next season. This is how Tip's system works. If you're a rookie, you're going to ride the bench. Here and there, you're going to get minutes here and there if there's injuries. But that's very rare, though, if that happens.
Yeah, that's been Tibbs' history. Any real Knicks fan or Tibbs follower knows that.
Yes, too, however. you're going to get minutes.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too. Tibbs has got a good system. I think it's a great system. It's not good, but it ain't great neither at the same time. The reason I say this is because if you get thrown into the NBA, that's like a wolf being slaughtered. I'm happy that Tibbs is developing them in G League. Could we use them off the bench? Yes, no, 100%. I'm not denying that. I had this conversation. I've had this conversation before, with playing any others. I think riding the bench in year one, that's how it should always be. Year two, or in year one, you ride the bench. Even if there's injuries, but if you always be ready when your name's called up. You develop in the G League. The G League, Tyler Kolek, the only way Tyler Kolek actually gets rotation is if he develops Jalen Brunson's defense.
Right.
Tyler Kolek has developed Jalen Brunson's defense. Pacome Dottie has to figure out how to score. He's shown good cases of defense in the season. But Pacome, here's one thing with Pacome. He has to show he can score.
I agree.
Ariel Huckabee has to develop an offensive game.
I agree. Real quickly, this is the Knicks call-up show, 646-995-8389. If you want to talk with me, Yuri Keefe, or you just want to talk your piece. I'm talking about Mikal Bridges. Are you guys overlooking his potential? Right. We also talked a little bit about Coach Tibbs dividing. Why Knicks fans are divided over Coach Tibbs. And whatever else you guys want to talk about, this is the Knicks call-up show. And once again, we are doing the watch party for the first game of the playoffs. If you're interested in coming, we're going to be at Q Bar. What's it called? Q Lounge? I always mess up. Q Bar. I'm not good with names, guys. I apologize. But if you want to know more, you could click the link that's pinned in the chat and fill out the forms to let us know you're coming, who you're coming with, so we can have a good gauge of how many people are going to be there. And it's going to be fun. We got pool tables, food, drinks, of course.
I'm assuming that I'm going, though.
Okay, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm actually in for sure, though.
Cool. No doubt. I just want to get a gauge of the amount of people more so than anything. So that way we know, how much we can have in our section. But go ahead. Where's that?
Before I left. I'll start off and then I'll let Keith talk. The whole thing with Mikal Bridges, I'm going to ride this season off as he's just having a bad year. He's trying to get adjusted. And he's not used to the limelights in New York yet. I'm going to give him 1 year objective. I think I'm being fair in saying that. I'm giving him 1 year.
I agree.
I agree. The reason why I say I'm giving him 1 year to adjust is because I can't really judge Mikal Bridges yet. Keyword yet. Even this year's playoffs, I'm going to cut him some slack. We're not going to win a championship in 1 year. I'm sorry. If anyone thinks that, you're delusional.
Right.
It's very rare 1 year championships happen. Very rare.
No, that's a fact.
The only time it happened was with the Boston Celtics back in 08.
Oh, 08, yeah. I'm about to say, not the last team, but yeah, 08, yeah. Nah, 08, they kind of came out of nowhere. That's a good one, yeah.
That's the only time it happened. I can't remember if it happened anywhere else. Hell, it even took Miami Heat with Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Ray Allen to figure each other out.
Well, they lost the first year, though. They lost the first year, technically.
I know, that's why I said it took them a while.
What about the Lakers? Maybe the Lakers kind of, right? When they first got AD? Yeah, I think they did win.
But that doesn't. I don't count that. I mean, that was a bubble wing, in my opinion. That was a kid's ring.
Yeah, that's a heated topic, boy, against NBA fans. Oh man.
Oh, please don't get me started.
I still say LeBron said, don't let Ja in there. How do you win? Why did they even invite Memphis to the bubble? They invite them to the bubble. They win 8 straight damn games and still don't make the damn play-in. Knock it off.
That's crazy.
That was LeBron. They had the best record in the bubble, and LeBron said, "Oh, that's who we got to play first." No. They can't be in here. No. Nah, David. Nah. Adam Silver. Fix it. I ain't losing to this young boy. There was only 3 people in the damn bubble that wanted to win a title. Him, Jimmy Butler, and Ja Morant. And the 2 other people that really wanted, the other person that really wanted to win the title was who he had to play. He just didn't have nobody else with him.
Yeah, and that was pre-injury, Ja Morant.
Oh, that is a hot topic. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
that was a travesty.
Yeah.
Year 1 with the Knicks, I'm going to give a grade. I think I'm going to be fair in saying this. I'm going to give year 1 a B-. I think I'm being fair in that, saying that. B- because it was year 1. Jalen Brunson had to adjust to getting his new teammates. Josh Hart had a fantastic year. Cat was smoking out of the gates. Then the second half hit. And you kind of lost steam a little bit. You had a few bad blowout losses. Tibbs' first blowout loss with this Knicks team was 37 points to the Cavs. You know, his second blowout loss was to OKC. You know, to jump off the ledge night objective. Jump off the ledge night, if you know what I mean? That's
yeah. Right.
But
you know what, Yuri? I don't think I wouldn't say his season was bad. I don't think I would say Mikal is having a bad year. I think it's bad if you felt like we got 5 first-round picks. We traded 5 first-round picks, and he's not living up to a superstar 5 picks traded, you know, kind of guy. Then you would say that. I think that he came after the summer, and I think, you know what I think about Mikal? I think Rip Hamilton. I think that's the actions they need to run for him. And I think Tibbs is going to implement it. I think they got a good staff. And I think Mikal's going to be way better next year. Way better. That's what I think. Trust me.
That's what I think. This team is too good to not be better next year. Yeah, Mikal.
Exactly.
No. Troy, that's what I'm saying. Mikal's defense won those 3 straight games, all key blocks. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
That's a big fact.
That's why when it comes to Mikal Bridges, I'm like, it's year 1. Oh, he doesn't, like JJ said, all respect to JJ. I love him to death. And I love that debate we had. I wish I could have said this on call, but my brain was going all over the place. The elite teams thing does not bother me. Let me repeat that again to some people. It does not bother me. Because when he does show up against elite teams, either if it's in the playoffs or next season, you're going to hear me brag so much next season, it's not going to happen. Like, I will legit have my Mikal shirt on, the big picture Mikal shirt on. And you're going to hear me brag next season or in the playoffs. I think we're going to do fine against whoever we got in the playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, Detroit just got the 5th seed again. Objective. I'm looking at the standings. They just won.
Yeah, that's going to be a seesaw. That's going to be a seesaw.
They played each other the last 2 games. Milwaukee and Detroit played each other the last 2 games of the season.
This is how it's going to go for Detroit. If Detroit gets on a mini winning streak and Milwaukee starts to lose games, right? And if Milwaukee starts to lose games, Detroit's going to clinch the 5th seed. It's going to come down to who gets on a losing streak.
I'm curious to see like what Milwaukee's health situation is, because I'm hearing conflicting reports about Dame.
Yeah.
Right now it's still Giannis and whatever the name of their G League team is.
Oh, you know what? Let me get out of this browser too.
Detroit's taking on Memphis next.
I think Portis comes back with like 4 games left.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the schedule. The Detroit's got a back-to-back. They're playing Memphis at home. They got a mini home game stand coming up. A 4-game home stand from April 5th to April 11th.
I see. Damn, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like, yo, the Pacers, man. They might take. Listen, let me just say this. The Pacers could mess around and go to the Eastern Conference Finals on the low. I know Cleveland is a better team right now, but I'm just looking at the way it's shaped up. For some reason, I'm getting Atlanta Hawks vibes all over again.
You're
I don't
thinking
know.
the only one. You think so, right?
I'm getting Atlanta Hawks Eastern Conference Final vibes all over again. I don't know why,
You
but
know how disgusting that would be
This
for them to make 2 straight Eastern
I would
Conference
be
Finals.
mad, bro.
I would be
I would
so
be
upset
mad.
just because it would be such BS how they got there both years. They beat a Cleveland team who anybody who has a real team that's contending ain't really afraid of them.
Nah, facts.
Nobody's really afraid of Cleveland. I haven't heard that yet. They're great during the regular season. Yeah. Nobody, they got to show everybody come playoffs. Only team in the East anybody's really worried about is Boston. So if it does
that's
work
facts.
out like that, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year because we just ran out of bodies. Any one of the injured players, and I mean anyone, you put Bogdanovich in there, we win that series. Any one of our injured players play, we win that series. Just one.
Listen, all I'm gonna
Yeah, I
say-
agree.
And if they win, and if they mess around and beat Cleveland and end up against Boston again in the Eastern Conference Finals, that would be just absolutely disgusting because they won't
Okay,
get a game again.
I'm gonna say something though. Nobody's talking about the play-in right now. Now, Yuri, why would I be talking about the play-in? Look who Boston plays after the play-in. Look who Boston plays after the play-in.
I'm gonna put it up right now. Let me go to the standings.
If it ends like the standings is now, you probably talk about Miami, but that ain't the same Miami team.
No, it's Orlando actually.
Is Orlando?
Yeah, Miami. I think Miami probably gonna finish 9 or 10, and Orlando right now is holding on to the 7th spot, but Atlanta's right there too.
Atlanta's beat them. Atlanta, for whatever reason, Atlanta plays them extremely well. They beat them twice so far this year.
I'm back. Sorry.
That's because they got the athleticism on the wing. That's why
Listen,
they got the athleticism on the wing. Yeah,
See Orlando and the Hawks? See Orlando and the Hawks, right?
I see them. Yeah,
Both of those teams play them. Hang on.
I
think
see
Mikal-
Orlando in the Hawks.
I think Mikal's going to be just fine come playoffs.
Oh my God. Yeah, I agree.
think next season for sure, because next season, I think as good as this starting 5 was this season, I believe next season Tibbs goes back to his more traditional lineup. Everybody goes into their natural roles and positions on the court. And that's when we may see that 60-piece season. That's when we may get the number 1 seed in the East or contending for the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Once Tibbs gets everybody where he wants them and everybody's really playing in their natural positions. And that doesn't mean Mitch. It doesn't mean Mitch per se. It could be that extra piece that we don't know who's coming yet that could come in. It might not be a center. It might be a power forward. It might be that one guy that can play next to Towns and be that rim protecting defender. So we don't have
That's
to worry
what I'm
about
thinking.
Cat doing it.
That's what I'm
You
thinking.
know,
Yeah, that's
it may
what
not
I'm
be
thinking.
Mitch. You know,
Right.
I think Mitch will still be on the team. I hope he is, and if so, then he's the best backup in basketball.
Yeah, it's hard to trade Mitch. It's hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's hard to
see
trade him, bro.
You see what he is when he's right. What he does for the team when he's right. And the one thing you don't want is to meet him in the playoffs when he's right after you just
Right.
trade him. Ain't no way you want to have Cat trying to keep Mitch off the boards.
And he's 27 years old. He's 27.
Yeah.
Well, Class said, wait, he's 27. Like, even he couldn't believe, like, damn, I'm thinking he's like 30.
Tenured Nick.
Facts.
He's the last one, the longest tenured Nick. And for real, I think he actually deserves to be there when we finally turn it around and get that chip.
But what about this, though, Keith? What about, this is something I was talking to my pops, the OG Knick fan, right? Salute to my pops. He was saying, I said it. I can't give him credit because I give him credit for everything, but I said this. I said, what if you do Mitch, trade him, and you get Walker Kessler and another player
They may do it. That may.
How you feel about that?
I mean, at this point, I'm on like whatever Leon says. I'm gonna have to trust it until he shows me that he's making a wrong move. That particular decision, I guess it would depend on who that other player is, because I don't want to trade Mitch for Walker Kessler.
No, it wouldn't just be Walker Kessler. The money wouldn't work out. So
yeah, that's why I said it would depend. To me, I guess it would depend on who that other player was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It depends on who that other player.
It's gonna be crazy the offseason. The offseason gonna be crazy. I'm just letting you guys know.
Oh yeah, no. Listen,
and it's gonna be mostly trades than signings.
Oh yeah.
Now I know what I wanted to say.
I think there's gonna be a lot of people. Remember that year in baseball when nobody got paid? the owners got together against the offseason and said, "No, we're not giving these ridiculous
collusion."
Scott Boras had like 8 guys that couldn't sign.
Yes. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was big news.
There might be something like that going on this offseason.
Nah, for facts.
Like, we staying away from this second apron, bro.
That's why I feel sorry for Julius Randle.
Yeah.
I kind of feel sorry for him. Because now he might have to go to the Nets.
To get paid, he might have to.
He might have to, man.
Let's be real now. We had Julius for 5 seasons. We know how he plays against teams that traded him.
Yes. Yes. Oh man. Get ahead, Yuri.
So I'm looking at the playoffs. Okay, so Orlando Magic and Atlanta Hawks play each other in the play-in, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. The loser plays the 9-10 winner.
Celtics trouble. I've said this hot take before, but I'm gonna say it now.
Oh yeah.
Do not be surprised. I don't care, regular season or not. Do not underestimate playoff Trae Young. Do not underestimate playoff Trae Young.
I think that
get him a game, maybe 2, but
I don't think it's Trae Young.
Missing Jalen Johnson is.
There you go. You said it,
team.
Keith.
And I'm telling you this because I had, up until this year, I had season tickets up until this year, and it's
Jalen Johnson made a
huge for that team. I don't think they can upset Cleveland or Boston, whichever one they would face. I don't think they could upset them without Jalen Johnson.
I mean, look.
Yeah, he's a major piece, and it's the wings. Like, it's not Trae Young, it's the wings.
No,
like when you playing against Boston, right? You got to be able to defend Brown because he gonna bully you. Hard to bully.
Not here anymore.
Hunter's not there
here anymore. And he was a big part of the reason why they beat Boston when they did beat Boston, because they had him guarding Tatum or Brown, whichever one got hot.
Bingo. So now Brown doesn't have the sizes, because remember, even before they did the trade, Atlanta, they had a lineup where Trae Young was the only one under 6'7".
Yeah.
They had a big team.
Yeah.
So
that was the year they had John Collins there too. They ran a real big team. Other than they had they had Capella, Collins. Who
else was there? Hunter was there, and somebody else we missing.
Yeah, they
was it Bogdanovich was there? Was Bogdanovich was there?
But he was coming off the bench.
He was coming off the bench.
Yeah, he was coming off
the bench.
Damn,
who else they had?
I'm trying to think of who that first. I'm trying to remember who that.
The injuries have screwed him.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
A little bit, but he ain't get no time. I'm trying to
it wasn't Reddish.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't get no time. It wasn't him.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. You're talking about 2021, right? That was 2021. They had Capella, Collins, Bogdanovich, Chris Dunn. Let me see, Gallinari. Gallinari was getting a little bit of time. They had
Gallinari was there, and I think was Horford on that?
Oh, they had Brandon Goodwin too. Damn. They had Lou Will, Tony Snell.
I remember that.
Tony Snell, Hunter, Kevin Herter. That was the other guy they had.
That was Red Velvet.
Yeah, Kevin Herter. He was out. He was also out there. Their squad was not bad at all. Lou Williams.
Yeah. They had Williams coming off the bench.
And they had Rondo for mentorship.
This is a decent little squad.
Man.
Against Boston, because Magic can actually pull it off. Magic can pull it off.
The Magic, I don't know about that.
I would have gave them a better chance if their point guard hadn't went down.
There you go, Suggs. I said that to somebody on the show.
Suggs went down.
Because you know why? Suggs gonna put all that Suggs is gonna put all that pressure on them guards.
Yeah.
And he get buckets too. Now you gotta play defense too. So without him, it's gonna be tough. I can't front.
Carroll and Wagner, both of them can get buckets off of isolation.
Yep. And they big too, boy.
Yeah. And
they operate in that mid post.
Yeah, they don't shoot they don't shoot threes very well, but they know that.
They in that mid post all day. Well. They in that mid post all day, bro.
And typically the games that they really look good are the once or twice a month that the threes are dropping. Then you can't handle them.
Yeah, you can't stop them.
You can't handle them when somebody's hot and hitting threes, or Wagner or Black or when they start dropping the threes, Cole Anthony get hot or something like that. They're tough to beat then.
Yeah, and if they healthy, they're top 3 best defense in basketball.
Oh yeah,
facts.
Yeah, they right up there with OKC.
So that's why I would feel like Magic has actually a good chance against Boston if they meet in the playoff.
Nah, and Boston is they're just too.
I can't see that.
The schemes.
If you put $100 on it and win, though, you could definitely retire.
Yeah, facts. Big facts. But you know what it is, Yuri? It's the high pick and roll, right?
That's all it is.
When they put that high pick and roll, and now Wagner and Ben Caro and them guys got to guard the perimeter, and these guys are shooting threes and that ball moving, and now because Orlando's still there. I think they still might be decent, but
I'd give them a game or two. I don't think they do better than the Pacers did last year.
Oh yeah, big fat. I think anybody do better than the Pacers did. I think anybody do.
Who Boston sweep? I think but one team. It ain't a long list.
And because that was without Jimmy though, too. Well, I don't want to make excuses for the Heat. Screw the Heat. Screw the Heat. But
I love that. Jim in Philly. I'm loving that. I listen to this dude run it back Philly just because they're miserable, and I love it.
Oh, I was supposed to have somebody from Philly do a call-up show, but I forgot what happened. I don't know. I mean, well, Philly fell off, but he was talking mad smack. Philly this.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. But you're right. Ain't nothing to talk about. But I did have a dude from Philly. I was gonna have call up, but
I've heard from him since, and I know who you're talking about too.
Oh no, not that dude. That's another dude. I had another dude for that. I think he's a content creator as well. This guy. I did another sports show, and he was like, talking that Philly talk, and I said, I need to get you on a call up show, but it just never worked out. But no, I know who you talking about though, Yuri. It's a guy. I think his name is Eric or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he subscribed. I made him subscribe because I had subscriber only mode on. By the way, salute to Sport Page in the house. Channel member, man. Good to see you, Sport Page. Definitely hit the like button. And also salute to HRM the Great, another channel member. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. We got some boxing this month too, HRM the Great. We got some fights coming up, man. It's gonna be lit. But I mean, right now, I don't think that nobody gets upset in the first round. I'm not gonna lie, but I think Indiana could upset Cleveland if Indiana don't come out. See, Indiana is a weird team. Sometimes they look like they can win the championship, And other times they just look terrible, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you know.
That's why I'm not judging the Knicks right now. I need to see the team healthy in the playoffs. And good news, we're actually getting a healthy Knicks team.
Right.
I think Indiana is a little too dependent on their run game. If they can't, if you can get back
there you go
on those guys, they're a completely different team in the half court. They don't look good until they get those long rebounds. They force you in the bad shots from the outside or whatever, and to get those long rebounds and run and if you look, like when Obi's in the game, he's always going to leak out. Period. If he's guarding or contesting the perimeter, he's leaking out after the shot. Period.
Yep.
They get a lot of they get a lot of points like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, real quickly, I'm not sure whose phone that is, but it's kind of going in and out. I'm not sure if that's you or Yuri.
That might be me.
Yeah, it's sounds a little bad.
I think I got something on the background. Hang on.
All right. But as far as I agree, Keith, I could tell you watch a lot of basketball because that's a great take. Like when they're running, good luck, bro. Good luck. Like you're not going to be able to do nothing with them. But in that half court,
then they start hitting threes. It just becomes like a freaking tidal wave when they get to run. They're very much like they're not. I'm not comparing the two. OKC is on a way different level, although I still don't know if I'm putting them in the championship just yet because I don't know.
Man, it's crazy. But the West is crazy too. Like, damn.
West is stacked. West is actually stacked.
They're I think they play a lot like OKC on the offensive end, not on the defense.
Right, yeah. Not on the defense. Yeah, oh no.
They play a lot like OKC. OKC don't put up a lot of threes either. They have some guys that can hit them.
Right.
But when those guys ain't hitting, they take it to the rim ad nauseum. They attack the rim
all
constantly.
day.
Yeah. They're in constant attack mode, and most teams don't have sufficient rim protection to
keep them out of there
all game long. That's why, like your man said earlier on the that called in, that is a pretty decent and effective lineup against OKC if you have a big front court that can protect the rim. If one of them is a good passer, all the better.
Yeah, and then Chet, I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of Chet at the 4 like that. I mean, he spent time there. I looked like he played it tonight. But that was another issue that OKC had, was guarding athletic forwards, right? Because that's why Giannis beat them in the cup. But once Chet came back and they started to get their groove, now they kind of covered that a little bit. But I ain't gonna lie, I haven't watched that much OKC to really see if they really fixed that. But they fixed it against the power forwards, because in the playoffs, if they didn't fix it, they're gonna have some work coming their way. They're gonna have some work. But to take it back to
Jalen Williams, as far as guarding the other team's center, especially if that center is not a dominant low post center. If it's an athletic center like a Bam Adebayo or somebody like, they won't put Hartenstein or Chet against him. They'll match him up with Jalen Williams, just like he guarded Cat.
Oh yeah, the matchup zone. Yeah. But
Trumo Kiki did sign with Cleveland. Respect to Trumo, they did sign.
Oh, that's interesting.
They did sign. So respect to Trumo. I'm happy he made it out of the G League.
I don't think he's gonna get time, but he is a good perimeter defender. That's something that I don't think Cleveland had. Is somebody who could defend the perimeter. That's why I say Indiana might get him, because Indiana, that's all they got is Cleveland like Benedict Mathurin and Halliburton and, you know. But yeah, I think Cleveland, the reason why, because to take it back what Keith said, when they attack in the paint, Cleveland got those guys down there. You ain't just taking it to the paint on Cleveland. That's the one area they really good at. You're not taking it to the basket on Cleveland. If you think you're going to do that, you're going to be sadly mistaken. Your shot's going to be blocked.
It's going to be a long night. It's going to be
a long night. You got to get them on the perimeter in that mid-range, like Brunson, like Mikal. I'm telling you, I wish we could see Cleveland. Oh, my God. We will smoke Cleveland in the playoffs, bro.
You got to get – it don't matter which one. Doesn't matter which one, but you got to get one of those bigs in foul trouble. Don't matter which one, but you got to get one of them in foul trouble.
Yeah, can we talk about one thing, though? And this does concern me about Cat. That Cat whistle doesn't exist, apparently. That whistle is not going his way. That Cat whistle is not existing. Even if you wanted a whistle, good luck trying to find one. And
Can I ask you a question real quick, though? Because I see what you're saying. He does get fouled a lot, and they don't seem to call the whistle. But just as many times as they don't call the whistle on him getting fouled, they don't call the whistle on him offensive fouling. Because when he goes to the hoop,
sometimes,
and he grabs that arm and hooks the arm incessantly. I have no idea why he
bad
does it.
habit.
He doesn't even need to do it. He's already got his shoulder ahead, and there's like no reason to do it, but he still does it. Just like the little stupid touch fouls he gets where he's not even contesting the shot, but he pushes you on your lower abdomen, like on your hip with his offhand. If the hand was in the air, he wouldn't get the damn foul, but he just pushes you for like no reason. Or that chest bump that he does, instead of putting his arms up, he does a little chest bump.
I don't know what to say about that.
It's a little crazy foul. So I know he doesn't get a lot of whistles and he does deserve more, but if they called it fair and equal on him, he'd be fouled out in the first half.
Nah, it's a fact. It does balances out. That's why I don't. That's why I don't live off the bad calls, because I do think it does balance out. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So this is my question. In the off season, right? If you're Cat, you gotta improve your defense. Gotta do it. You're not gonna win games without defense. But at the same time, though, your offense is your defense. That's the problem.
That's what I say. No, I don't think that's a problem. I think that sometimes your offense is your best defense. But Yuri, why don't we say that about Jokic? This dude, I literally watch him in pick and roll from like right below the nail, pick and roll. The dude had a 14-foot shot. Jokic didn't even look at him, bro. He didn't even look at the dude. I'm like, yo, Jokic, he don't play no defense. Nobody says about Jokic's defense. The difference is he has Aaron Gordon. I think that's what the Knicks need to do. Yep. Go get you a power forward that's rugged, that's going to take the pressure off of Towns. That's how you deal with. I don't think that moving him to the power forward is the only option. I think that if you get a real four, and remember, this is something I said like when I was doing the level-headed Knicks talk shows way back in the day. I said, yo, Towns is a center, but you had to have this. And one of the things I said was a real power forward, a modern power forward that's tough and can hit the three ball. So that way he's not clouding the paint.
You know what that does, though? It does just what I said from the beginning. It puts everybody back in their natural positions. Whether you get a 4 or a 5.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
You want to get OG at the 3.
At the 3. Woof.
At the 2. And if
OG at the 3.
So now
if you can accomplish that, then you really have wing stop, because they're playing the wing positions as they should be.
Yep. And you could swap them out on the point guard. Go ahead, Yuri.
Or bring in Deuce when we sit Cat or the new power forward, and put Deuce on ball.
Put Deuce on him. Yep. Nah, that's facts, man. Good points. Go ahead, Yuri.
This is my question, right? This is my question. Why won't Tibbs do it though? He's got to do it. That's my question.
I think that's what he's going to do now, because he's got they're all there now.
Yeah.
They ain't been there all he ain't had everybody yet.
Half
As
a
soon
bench
as
was
Knicks
gone the
come
whole
back,
year.
Now Deuce is gone.
Exactly. We only had 3 games. Listen,
Yeah.
3 games where everybody was there. 3 games all year. That's it. Outside of that, Mitch is down. Brunson's down. Towns is down. Achua is not there. Like, we only had 3 games with everybody there, for the record. Go ahead. Not to make excuses, but it's just a fact.
That is a fact.
So now it's
Like,
It's a fact.
So now it's like we're finally getting everybody back. Finally.
and that's what I was trying to tell my man Will, right? Because I was making fun of him over the Nets. You know, I don't want to even touch on that. It's too political. But something happened with the Nets the other night. I was trolling my man Ill Will from the Ville. And he responded and said that he was like, you know, anytime you diss a person's team, they come back and they want to diss your team, right? And he was basically saying, oh, well, we didn't beat the teams, the 8-0, 0-8 against the top teams and this, that, and the third. And I've tried to tell him, I said, bro, do you realize that we never seen Cleveland with Mitchell Robinson? Like, we never got a chance to see, okay, Mitch, I need you out there. They got the 2 monsters. We need you to go out there and demolish them.
We ain't seeing Cleveland without at least 2 rotation players hurt all season.
Oh no, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, at least 2. Yeah, they had 1 a couple of times, but not 2. No, that's a fact.
Is that the Knicks are finally getting healthy at a perfect time.
Right. Hey, but hold on, Yuri, that's what I was getting to. So like, because he tried to say, well, the Nets, we weren't healthy when we had KD and that. I said, but here's the number one difference, that we actually are going to be healthy in the playoffs. See, the Nets, y'all weren't healthy. Hey, that's bad juju, whatever you want to call it. Y'all still the most disappointed franchise in NBA history to me. That's just my opinion. But we actually will be healthy. That is the difference. So I had to explain that. But that's all.
And
Sure.
let's think about this too, fellas. In the history of the NBA, more often than not, the team that wins the championship usually is pretty healthy too. They've usually
Facts.
Had a pretty lucky, at least postseason, as far as none of their main guys got hurt. And how many times do you see a title win, somebody win a title against a team where somebody in their rotation was hurt?
Yo, Nick Yak just said, be real. Leon knows Cat since 15. Number 1 pick in draft, made his agency. Even traded Brunson's friend Dante to get Cat. He isn't getting traded. Tibbs is getting fired. Tibbs is not
getting fired. I'm telling you now.
Whoa, Nick Shack. I didn't expect that from you, Nick Shack. Damn.
Nick Yak, I'm gonna tell you now, bro. Please don't hold your breath on that. Don't line up no arsenic. Don't do no sharp objects around you, nothing like that, because that is not gonna happen. He has done too much, and that front office is too intertwined for him to be fired.
False alarm. Nick Yak said isn't. False alarm.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, because no, I know Nick Shack is on point. Salute to Nick Shack. Nick Shack is one of my level-headed cat people. So that's why I was surprised. But I'm looking at Sherwin. Sherwin said we need to get rid of Cat on the offseason. Why we need to get rid of Cat? He's the best center we had since Ewing. I don't understand. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the Knicks need to be bad, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just
say what you know about last year's team, because I believe truly that this year's team, talent-wise, is better than last year's team. But people fell in love. We all fell in love with last year's team because of how great they were. And Cat is going to be. Cat's got to. Cat's going to have that type of stigma because we gave away a lot of grit and a lot of heart. A lot of people didn't want to see Dante leave, and a lot of people still remember that 11-2 January, that 14-2 overall first 16 with OG. And can you say you didn't want to see it? Didn't want to see that team get a chance? Most of us wanted to see that team get a chance.
Now, I will say this: like when San Antonio happens, Charlotte happens, you get swept by OKC. Some of it comes like, damn, we should have just kept the team sometime. But then I gotta remind myself, like, hey man, in Leon Rose we trust.
Yeah.
This is he's trying to move us along. But it would have been interesting. Mm-hmm.
We could very well have a better record than we had last season.
So, anyway.
I think we will. I think we will.
I think we're going to get 3 at least. I think we'll go at worst 500 the rest of the way out.
Yeah. We definitely get 2 more wins for sure.
We may get a gimme from like Boston once they. I mean, they're already pretty much locked in it too. So we may get a gimme from Boston where they don't play half their guys and we get a ceremonial victory. Last time we played them, and the same with Cleveland.
Right? Yeah, very possible. Yeah.
So we may end up with 52 wins.
Because Brunson's playing too. And Brunson's playing. And by the way, salute the coach. I see you, coach, in the building. Coach says, remember, coach is the Karl Anthony Towns dude. He said, Cat isn't going anywhere. Facts. I'm riding with you, coach. Let's go. I'm riding with coach tonight.
And next will be champs said, if Tibbs goes somewhere, it'll be the front office. Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Won't be out the door.
But coach, that's why I said that. He said this is why Knicks fans don't deserve nice things. That's what I said. I think we should just be bad. So that way we could complain and want to get rid of. Like, I don't understand why you want to get rid of Town. He's the best center since you. Like, I don't know what you want from the brother, man.
Oh, yeah, Towns could be an integral part of a championship team. You just have to have the right front court mate with him. Whether that's him at center,
right? That's what I said.
That power forward that you
he
need
needs that power forward.
To pick up his weak spots, or put him at power forward. If he at power forward, he's probably not as dominant at power forward as he is at center.
At the 5, right?
Nick, I agree with you. That's a horrible to vendor. We agree, but he is 7 foot, depth towards, and shoots threes for as big as good as it gets. That's why no more trading. That's why no more trading trade Mitch talk.
Oh, okay. But you know what though, too?
I want to talk about with Cat.
With Towns, right? Towns' defensive rating was the best on the team before Mitch got back. I'm gonna keep it real. Not to say that there's a lot of world beater centers out there, but to be fair, he was guarding his matchup, and his defensive rating all year was the best. It kind of fell recently because it kind of fell off, right? And I'm using Basketball Reference for the record to verify my claim, right? According to Basketball Reference, his defensive rating was the best on the team all year. Karl Anthony Towns, and he was actually the only one that's in the. Was that with Sims? Sims was the backup for the majority of the year because I was doing the Knicks in 10 shows. So we were pulling it up every 10 game. I mean, I could do it for you if you want me to right now. I got my notes on that.
I was just asking because I know at one point, for all of the talk and hate that he got, Sims, in my opinion, I know he was a decent rim protector, and he was a pretty good.
He was the best percentage-wise at like points, like people's percentages going up against him in the paint.
A hell of a one-on-one defender, in my opinion. He had hands,
but he didn't play together though. He was just backing him up for the record, though. He was backing him up. Yeah, he wasn't playing with him much. Because according to Basketball Reference, they got Towns as the center 100% of the time. So. He spent a lot of time at the 5, and he might have played a couple, if that, with Sims. He mostly played with Precious a lot, or way more. And then he had a couple of moments with Ariel. He had a couple of like seconds with Ariel, but it wasn't enough to really write home about. Towns was pretty much the center for the majority of the time, but his defensive rating was the best on the team. And he was top 25 in defensive rating too at one point. Towns.
The one thing I'll criticize Tibbs on this season,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He did drop the ball on Ariel.
I agree with that. I did an unfiltered thought on that.
He did drop the ball with Ariel. Ariel should have been getting way
Facts.
more minutes than Sims. I will 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah, no, that's a big fact. Yeah, I definitely did an unfiltered thought at 3 a.m. talking about that. And I
3 in
was
the
like,
morning.
yo, yeah, 3 a.m. That's my favorite time to record. 3 a.m,
Objective,
boy.
Keith, I will say though, this offseason is about to be a movie
Yeah.
because KD is going to be traded probably. And to all the Knicks fans that want KD, he's not coming to New York.
No, we shouldn't
Hell
want him.
no.
You shouldn't want him. I mean, you should not want KD. KD does not move the needle for the Knicks as the Knicks are constructed right now.
I'd rather be 0-8 against elite teams than have KD on my team. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
And I never say that. If you told me I could get KD, yo, I want KD. But this time, I'm gonna
Not
But
with
that's
KD.
how. That's a sign of how great we are.
I'm gonna tell you.
That's a sign
why I
of
don't
how
want
great
KD.
we are as a
And
team.
let's be real with it too. This is Kevin Durant. He's one of the top players of all time. Even at his
Not
age,
only that too.
even at his age, if you bring Kevin Durant onto your team, your offensive change, not your offense, but the team changes when you bring a Kevin Durant on it. One good thing about Kevin Durant is he could pretty much fit into any offense you run.
Nah, facts.
He can fit into any offense seamlessly without question. But what he does to the dynamic and the makeup of your team, it wouldn't work. I don't think it would fit with us, not for this particular team the way it's made.
It's not gonna fit with us, and not to mention, KD's a diva. Nobody wants to talk about that though.
Well, that's part of it. That's what I'm saying. It changes the makeup of your team. He wouldn't fit with our team. He wouldn't mesh. It's not the. I don't think that would work with us.
Yo, Sherman, give me Cat
I'm-
any
I'm-
day of the week over KD.
I'm sorry to cut in, guys, but on the screen, I'm just showing like Karl Anthony Towns has the best defensive rating on the team, pretty much the whole damn season, except for now that Mitch is there. Mitch is taking over the manor. But I'm just showing everybody that says Cat don't play no defense, right? And I understand that defensive rating, the only weakness with defensive rating is it doesn't account for matchup. So like if you're guarding a whole bunch of, Steve Kerr's out there, you're going to have a great defensive rating because you ain't guarding nobody. But if you're guarding, like in Mikal's case, this is why Mikal had one of the worst defensive rating. He's guarding the elite dude, SGA, Trey Young. I mean, every night. So it's hard to have a high defensive rating when you're guarding those guys. That's why the guys that have high, I should say low, because low is better for defensive rating. The guys that have the low defensive rating that are guarding the better guys, those guys are elite. But very few guys, even Dyson Daniels' defensive rating he's probably not even in the top 25. And we rave about how good his defense is.
He's going to be first team all NBA.
He's going to be first team.
Outside chance at DPOY.
And look, but there you go. So I'm just showing y'all, when we look at defensive rating, Towns maintaining about a 110 all year. That was the best until Mitch got here. Mitch right now is a 108. So just for the record.
Why are you saying please ignore paper defense?
Get up out of there.
Please ignore paper defense. So the stats are saying that Cat's not a good defender?
Stat wise, he's been the best on the team. If you just go by rating. If you just go by the rating.
The ratings are, numbers don't lie. I get it. But my eyes tell me that Cat could play way better defense just by putting his damn hands in the air sometimes. He does not play. I'm not saying he doesn't play. He plays bad defense all the time, but he doesn't play defense enough.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. He's not a rim protector. He doesn't deter guys from the basket. So because he doesn't do that, that's why you guys say he's a bad defender. Because he's not blocking shots, he's not preventing guys from, because guys are just literally getting layups, or they're gonna draw fouls. One or the other. He's gonna foul you, or you're just gonna get a layup. That's just what it is with Towns. And I think that's part of the reason why you say he's a bad defender. I'm just trying to show you guys based on the numbers. He's not, because it's not like Jokic. Like Jokic had a good defensive rating too, right? And people was like, oh, look at Jokic's defense is better. No, Aaron Gordon guards the tough assignments. This is what I'm saying. Cat doesn't have no protection plan. Mitch just got here. They only played 43 minutes together. I just showed it earlier. Mitch and Towns have not played together. So Towns has not had no protection plan. When he goes up against Sengun, guess what? He's guarding Sengun. When he goes up against Jokic, guess what? He's guarding Jokic. So that's it. So that's why
Minnesota when Gobert got there. So you got a point there. I mean, you probably 100% right because he was not a liability. He wasn't picked on in the Minnesota defense.
So that's why I'm just trying to give context here. I'm just trying to give context when I talk about defensive rating. The reason why Towns' defensive rating matters more than Jokic is because Jokic is not guarding the best fives. Aaron Gordon is guarding the best fives. When Town goes up against the best fives, he's guarding them. There's nobody there to protect them.
Yeah.
So I'm just want to add that. But yeah, and also he doesn't do a good job protecting the pan. Just want to make sure I say that before people come at me like, oh, objective fans getting it wrong. No, I don't get it wrong. I go by the data, I go by the stats, and I put it into perspective. Go ahead.
I can't wait to see him and Mitch on the court.
I want to pick up on a Mitch and Captain. They're going to be playing together next season. Don't get that twisted. Cat and Mitch will be playing together next season. Now, whether they start or not, I don't know. It's up in the air.
They'll have time to work on it, though. That I would say. They got the time over the season to off the off season to really try to get them in there together.
Okay.
So.
I'm telling you, I think they're going to play a lot more than people think in the lineup together at the same time on the court.
So,
Than
Keith, I
people
want to
think.
question you. Do you start that lineup next season or playoffs?
Well, I think this playoffs, I don't see Mitch playing as much time as he will play next year, even though I think he'll be getting right into in his best condition right around the second round of the playoffs. But
Yeah.
I do think he will play a nice piece. I think I said that he would play most or more minutes with Cat than without. Now, I might not go that far because thinking about the rotations, that would be pretty difficult for him to accomplish. But I do think that we will see a lot more of them two together this year in the playoffs. I believe we will see a lot more, maybe up to 10 to 12 minutes a game with them two on the court at the same time, depending on the matchup.
Usually,
I think that's perfect, though. I actually think it's perfect because our team all year long, we blow the teams where we win. It usually comes off of a nice defensive stand where we shut them down for about 6-7 times down the court. Next thing you know, we done went on an 18-2 run, and pretty much the game's over. We pretty much just keep in arm's length the rest of the freaking game.
Yeah, and listen, let me.
Mitch helps dominate a defense to the point where he allows things like that to happen a lot more often. And he doesn't really, the offense doesn't look the same with Mitch, but the offense is pretty effective from all the offensive rebounds and second chances we get that he generates while he's on the court. Him and Josh Hart generate a ton of second chances.
Right.
I will say this, though. Next season, Mitch is going to be a starting back. He's going to be a starting center. Pat's going to be on the 4. OG's going to be at the 3. Mikal's going to be at the 2. And Jalen Brunson is going to be a point guard.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just want to triple down on my Towns defense. So when you look at this is the top 25 in defensive rating, man.
Oh my God!
Listen, man, I'm the objective fan, man. I do this, bro. I live for this, bro. So when you look at
stand on business. I ain't mad at you.
So look, this is why I know SGA. SGA to me, and I know y'all don't want to hear it, but he's like the modern day Jordan. I mean, he's almost as good as he is offensively as he is defensively. I think he might be the only person like that's really that elite offensively and that elite defensively. He's really, I mean, he's doing one hell of a Michael Jordan impression, but he's been leading in defensive rating all year. And yes, Lou Dort does get the tougher assignments, but SGA will guard his assignment. Like, he will take the assignment if he had to. Trust me, he would. But look at all the top defenders. Thomas, Zubac, Sengun, Allen, Mobley, Duran, Gobert, Giannis, right? Lou Dort, to me, I don't understand why he's not in the... Why is Lou Dort? I know I'm getting the 15, but why is Lou Dort not in the Defensive Player of the Year race? I don't understand why not. Because he's guarding the best player every night. I'm getting there, but look at Lou Dort. He guards the best player every night, and he has a 109. That's incredible. But I'm getting there. Trust me, I'm getting there. Now look, this is why I love the list, because if you don't understand the context when you're looking at stats, you're gonna look at James Harden and think that James Harden, wow, he's a world beater defensively. Two things. The Clippers is number 2 defensively. He's exactly. And the Clippers is number 2 defensively. That's going to help your rating. So if you're on a really good defensive team, that's going to automatically, naturally boost your ratings up. Same thing with Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, he doesn't get the toughest assignments, right? He can play defense, but he don't get... Jaylen Brown and White get the toughest assignments every night. They guarding the world beaters. That's why you don't see them that high up on the list. If they're probably not even on the list, right? Nas Reed, Jalen McDaniels. He's the go-to defender for Minnesota. This is why I know he definitely deserves to be All-NBA defense, for sure. Guaranteed. Karl-Anthony Towns at number 16, 110. He has the 16th best defensive rating in basketball, right? And listen, the context is this. Karl-Anthony Towns does not have nobody taking no pressure off of him, bro. He does not. He's guarding his assignment. Now, yes, am I saying the center spot is the strongest position? No, it's not. But at the same time, when he goes up against Sengun, that's his assignment. He's guarding his assignment every night. He does not have nobody to do his dirty work like James Harden, right? He's guarding the assignment. So, yeah, when we say bad defense, we're talking about one aspect of defense. Really, when you say that, it's rim protection. That's one aspect of defense. It's not the whole shebang. Just want to add that. I'm sorry. Let me jump out of research mode, man.
Now, I do remember saying that he plays way better defense when he's not playing drop.
Yes, facts. Yeah,
he plays way better defense when he's not playing drop, which is why I prefer them to just have him hedge and string the guy out and then run back to get his man. I prefer them do that than have him playing drop on the pick and roll.
So that's what worries me about Cat. Cat needs to learn how to balance playing the drop coverage and knowing when to stay up. That's the problem.
But that's going to take another season under Tibbs' system to really learn that. You know, that's where getting the summer in. That's where getting another training camp in.
He very rarely doesn't drop.
Right, no, he drops all the time. It's default. It's default.
He very rarely doesn't drop. It's a rare occasion that he doesn't. He just looks way better not dropping. The problem is he drops too far. He gives them 10 feet. I mean, he goes back too far. It's like he immediately retreats to the rim, and that you can't do that, especially if you're
a guaranteed
up to contest.
Guaranteed alley hoop.
That's all it is.
Guaranteed alley hoop every time. Guaranteed alley hoop every time. Every time he does the drop, alley hoop every time for sure.
Right to the rim.
Objective. I think Sherwin said goodnight. I think you got him off your stream.
Oh, damn, I did? Wait, hold on. He said SGA is not a good defender? Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, you don't watch basketball, bro. He's the only... Bro, I'm sorry, Sharon. I don't mean to come at you, bro, but he's the only one of the All-NBA defensive players, bro, that actually can guard his assignment. Now, Lou Dort just gets the job most of the time, but SGA can guard whoever, bro. Like, if SGA gets caught up on Steph Curry, you're not feeling like, oh, damn. If Jalen Brunson get caught up on Steph Curry, you can be like, oh, damn. Luka get caught up on Steph Curry, you're going to be like, oh, damn. Like, he's the only dude that you'd be like, oh, yeah, he got that. We're not worried about it.
And that's the thing. But listen,
Like
I don't think
he
any
guards his
Knicks.
assignment. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that shout out to my guy who I watch on YouTube. Besides you, Objective, Raw Hebrew, probably one of my favorite old head Knicks fans,
I
Knicks
agree.
analysis to watch.
I agree.
He's probably one of my favorite YouTubers to watch because I was looking for someone who does post game analysis a day after, back when I was getting back into the Knicks, and he said one of the things that made me wonder, that made me brought up a good point. The rookies, I know everyone's gonna laugh at what I'm about to say, but it's true. You know what's gonna be the key Knicks to winning a championship? The rookies
What's that?
this year that we got are gonna be keys to winning the championship. I'm gonna tell you why. Tyler Kolek, good facilitator, just needs to get that Jalen Brunson defense. Macomb Dottie could be an addition to a wing stop. He just needs to learn how to properly score. He's got the athleticism. He's a war potential. He's 18 years old. And then you have Ariel Hokaporti, who could very well be the backup next season for Mitch. The third string backup center for Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think those guys will definitely have an important role.
They're all going
because
to have one role. You need
they're gonna
veterans.
be there. Yeah, they're gonna be there. But
Can I interject?
I think there's another move. I think there's another move though that they go. I feel like there's something else is coming. Go ahead, Keith.
There's a guy we're forgetting as far as the rookies, and he was picked by Tibbs, McCullough.
Oh yeah.
He's the one he's the one that Tibbs wanted, just like Tibbs wanted Quick, and just like Tibbs wanted Deuce. So let's not forget about McCullough. He was just hurt all season. I think he's going to get a chance, and his size and his style of game, he's a defender.
Shout out to Kevin McCullough too,
a very good defender. So I think he is going to get just as big an opportunity as any of the young guys to show what he can do, especially come training camp next year.
Oh yeah, no.
It wouldn't be surprising to me if he gets minutes next year just because of his defensive ability.
Yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to Kevin McCullough anyway, because you want to know why? When you come back from an ACL injury, it ain't easy. He had a torn ACL injury.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's the only reason he dropped.
Huh?
That's the only reason he dropped. He got hurt in college. He would have definitely been at worst a mid-first rounder out of Florida State.
When you get a torn ACL, I haven't had one yet, and I hope I don't for the rest of my life. That it puts your whole perspective into basketball. Your whole perspective.
Real quickly, Yuri, I do got another call. I'm gonna try to merge them in. Just sit tight. Sit right tight. All right, salute, Yuri.
I will end it off with this though. When you get a
hello, caller, state your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, champ? I'm calling from Rochester, New York.
Salute to Rochester. What's going on, man? What's on your mind, man? We got some things we talk about tonight, man. I'm curious to see what's your angle?
Hey, basically, I'm calling in to speak about where we are right now at this point in the season.
All right.
Yep. I think
what about it?
I think we definitely need more Mitch Robinson. I don't know if that's possible with his injury right now or his injury status right now, but I think Mitch is going to put us in a different position if we get him more involved in the offense.
Okay.
You know, I believe Mikal Bridges is uncomfortable right now. Lately.
Okay. Right.
I believe he's looking over his shoulder at Brunson coming back. Right now, that's what I felt like from the last game. And just you know, it's a lot we got to improve on, but I believe that we still have the potential to be contenders.
Facts. So with Mikal, do you feel like, well, definitely Knicks fan, I'm just gonna say Knicks Nation, they're overlooking his potential? Would you agree with that?
I well, I would, but I would also say that Mikal hasn't brought it all. I don't know if he's kind of just kind of going with the flow instead of
Okay.
putting his best foot forward. You know.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So all right. That's fair, because I know a lot of people get on him because of the picks. You know what I'm saying? Because of the picks.
I mean,
And
I'm definitely like the way the season went this year. It's not looking great with the picks and everything.
right. Right. So that's the reason why I feel like, people are not giving him a fair shake. But I do think that hopefully, like with another season in summer, he could really work on it. And I think they need to run some more Rip Hamilton sets for him. Like curls.
Oh yeah, that's a great comparative. Yep.
Yep, straight curls, off the ball curls. Have Mitch set that screen, let him come around, Brunson hit him. But like I said, they came in right before media day. And then 2 weeks for camp.
Is that a coaching thing or?
Yes. I mean, a lot of it goes to the coach because he's the one calling the plays. But I do think that they need more time to really put in certain packages, because Mitchell Robinson's only been there for 14 games. We've only seen this team 100% 3 times. That's it. Right, only 3 games that we have everyone at our disposal. So, I think that, whatever happens in the playoffs, I mean, we could go to the, I mean, who knows, right?
We've seen glimpses of what we could potentially be when all these guys is firing at the highest.
Exactly.
OG right now is he's on another planet, and I think Mikal, he needs to I think Mikal, no, I'm not even fronting on Mikal. He's doing his thing. He had an off game a couple times, but I think he like you said, he needs more sets set for him.
Yep.
Man, even Precious, man, I think he could be even more better with better situations when he's on the floor. Because I believe he's more offensive. Well, his defense is pretty good, but I feel like he could be more offensive with more setups for him too as well.
And he gets a lot of like flack from the fans. Like a lot of people don't like. Some of them are in the chat. Where's my man On Dios if he's still there? He said Precious, don't even say his name. But I think that's part of it. Is like one, like you said, he needs some more sets run for him. I agree with that. He does a lot of freelance stuff. Like he'll get it off the dribble, try to, make a move, because if he don't, he ain't gonna get no touches. That's why sometimes he has 0 points.
Right. Precious from the Bronx, man. He could get busy. Like,
salute to the Bronx.
I seen him get busy, man. And I know what he could do when he has his special games and all that. Like he is a decent offensive player.
Yeah. But they got to run more sets. And honestly, though, I don't think he's gonna come back next year. What do you think? You think they'll bring him back?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And it's unfortunate because his defense is pretty good. And I
agree.
I felt like he was one of the remnants from our real grit team we had just the year before.
Right. No, you're right. No, you're right.
I feel like missing those guys that's being real hard nosed with him is affecting his play, because everybody's more so finesse now. He's still kind of, trying to find his way, especially after injury. I feel like if everybody was a little more tougher. Now, you from the Bronx, like I said, like, you probably might excel more with a lot more tougher guys around him, but we more passive.
More finesse?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he's our only true real power forward too. Like he's the only one on the roster.
Guaranteed. guaranteed. You know, he's all right with me, but I think it's time to move on. Also, it's time to
Mm.
find some more youth. I think it's time to get younger there. More Bungie there. More. Let's get some like this guy Ware down in Miami. You need some guys like that.
Oh yeah, he's nice. Yeah, we was calling for him. I'm not sure how long you've been watching the channel, but when we was doing the pod, we was like, "Yo, man, we need to get this kid Khalil Ware." Everybody was like, "Yo, we need him." But of course, the Knicks wound up trading the pick, and then he went early. So, but you're right. I agree. I think that's what we need. That's what we're missing. Some young, like
Bouncy
athletic,
guys.
like
Yeah.
bouncy, power forward dudes. That we definitely missing that for sure.
We need
So,
and we need some more we need some guys to get Mitch involved. I need Mitch involved, man. He's doing his job as far as I know he's still limited right now, but we need
yeah.
some guys to get him to rock. We don't I know Kolek, but he really can't get to the positioning where he could really get him to rock. Kolek does a lot of passes from outside the paint and all that, but we need some guys that could really get up in there and get Mr. Rock, man, because he's doing what he got to do.
Do you think that's coaching then? Do you think that's a part of coaching? Because I feel like with Kolek, like he doesn't even have the time because he's coming up from the G League and he wasn't getting much minutes throughout the season. So to ask him now to come up and do something, it was impressive that he did get the assists he got, but it's hard to be consistent when you don't really have enough time. And then these guys, like we said, they never really played with each other. So I think part of it is that. But as far as Mitch is concerned, do you think the coaching is holding him back?
Oh boy.
By not giving, not like you said,
No,
feeding him, looking for him.
it's tough to say because they're still playing. They still got G League play. I mean, it's not the same competition, but I mean, I'm not fully sold out on Tibbs. I still think that he knows how to get these players to get the best out of themselves. But
Right.
I think we need some more modern offense going on here, man.
Copy. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I wasn't even trying to take a dump on Tibbs because a lot of people, they don't like him anyway, especially in the chat. I call him a part of the anti-Coach Tibbs hive. But I was just saying that, like, maybe it's something that he's just overlooking more so, like get more
Tibbs
Mitch more
overlooks
touches.
a lot. I could say that. He overlooks a lot,
No.
but he's one of them guys that, he's gonna give you, he's gonna make or break you, basically.
Right. No, that's a fact.
That's how I feel. I feel like, it ain't it ain't too much high fives and participation trophies. It's like, you're gonna find out who you are out here. Like Tibbs, he exposes people. Sometimes
Yeah, no.
it might turn into a coach thing, but he exposes who you are regardless.
Right. So how far you think we gonna go in the postseason? I'm curious to know that. First round, second round, conference finals.
I believe we got enough to make it to the second round.
Okay.
But once we get there,
Yeah, boy.
it's gonna be. It has to be the cap has to round up the troops and I believe it's on the cap in the second
Okay.
round. I believe it's on captain in the second round. Not even Tibbs. I believe that Cap has to figure out how to still accentuate his offense, but get guys involved.
Okay. So do you think that he should be more like a double kind of dude, like getting close to 10 assists, maybe not averaging 10 assists because that's hard, but like get maybe a couple of more assists and maybe less of scoring? Would that be the better balance, or is it just?
That's what I believe because
Oh,
there's
that's what
gonna
you
be a
believe. Okay,
lot. There's gonna be a lot of focus on him, and
not facts.
once you make it to the second round, and we got our guy OG. He's moving like a man a man possessed right now. And
Man, tell me about it, bro. Woof,
right, yeah.
balling.
So I believe if we could really, if I believe it depends on how we do in the first round. If we kind of, I don't know, I don't think it's gonna be no sweep. But if we have a real momentum coming out of that first round, I think we're good enough to take on anybody in the second round.
I like that. I like that. That's what's up. I like that for sure. I agree. I think that if you come out, guns are blazing in the first round, especially like against Giannis, like if you could really like humble Giannis,
Like
I think the old
if we get a
media,
5-game series,
yeah, they
I
gonna be
think
like, oh man, the Knicks.
yeah, I
Yep,
think because we I mean, especially playing in the Garden, that's the sixth man right there, you know.
facts.
So if we could really run some guys out of the building and keep that momentum in the second round, I think that we potentially have enough to make it to that Eastern Conference. I don't see no chips this year, but you never know.
Right. You never know. Yeah, we gonna take it if it come, but I wouldn't be like, yeah, this is our year to win it. That's the old school stuff. That's why I do this channel, right? Like my job, I got two jobs. One, I want to enhance the fan experience, right? Two, I also want to balance the scales because there's a lot of like craziness going on, like just crazy talk. Like this is the level-headed Knicks talk. We're not going to be like, oh yeah, we winning the championship every year. That was something we used to always do going back to the 90s. I'm not sure if you go back to the 90s, but man, it
I
just that
do.
attitude
Yeah.
that we going to win every year, even when we got no hope. We not the favorite, but we going to win it. Nah, this is not what this channel is about, right? So yeah, go ahead.
I mean, but guys, I believe if a guy like Sherman, if he could turn on, if he could have second stringers turn up, I don't think we could be stopped.
I agree. And I said that the bench, honestly, was getting a bad rap, but what a lot of people don't understand, especially the old media, they don't watch enough Knicks games. But what they don't understand is that half our bench was hurt damn near half the year. Like, that's why the bench was so weak.
We got Deuce
Like,
coming back.
mm-hmm.
Deuce is a warrior, you know.
Yeah. Mitch just came back, Shamit missed like the first 3 months. Precious missed the first 2 months. I mean, like your bench was beat up, bro. That's
man. I don't know. Like, so if we right at this moment we would be playing the Bucks in the first round, no?
Yep. You got Giannis right now, but it could change. But right now it's Giannis,
and we kind of figured them out as far as what they are right now.
We swept them. I ain't gonna lie, we swept them. I mean, Dame might not play. Yeah, it could be a sweep.
I heard they might come
I
back.
don't know, man. Listen, them blood clots, bro, that's not something that I would rush.
Right.
But even if he's there, I think we'll do what we do. Like their defense on the perimeter is so weak to me that Brunson, I mean, they have no thoughts of shot. I know the kid, what's his name? Prince, he's not bad, but outside of him, they can't guard the perimeter. And if Mikal gets in his bag, yeah,
what would be a second round potential?
Well, right now we're looking at Boston. So here's the thing, right? A lot of Knicks fans were saying we should drop to the 4th seed, so we could get what do you call it, Cleveland in the second round. Do you have that sentiment?
No. I'd rather Boston. They got too much. It's too much energy. I'd rather that Knicks Boston energy they. I don't know, man. I want to see them Green Boys, man. I want to see.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. We ain't ducking no smoke. Listen, I'm not gonna finish less to avoid nobody. Then I don't want to win. I have no confidence, bro. Come on,
I
man.
want to see
We
them
not
green
doing that.
guys. I want to see them green
Facts.
guys, and I want to see us at our best. And if we are, come on. I don't. I mean, with Mitch, yo, I'm telling you, he's gonna be the X factor. If he's at full health in them Boston games, he's gonna change things.
Yeah, definitely dominating the paint. That's something that I always had, like, cause I do the live play by plays.
I want Mitch and Cat playing at the same time.
Okay, you want to
I wanna put
start
the
it, or
lineup
you just
together.
saying period?
I want Mitch at the center. I want Cat at the power forward.
Okay.
I don't think if we got that going on, I don't think really they could really mess with us with that.
The one problem, yeah, that's I was gonna say that pick and pop high off that high pick and roll, and they popping. Yeah, I don't know because Mitch, that was Mitch trouble last season in the regular season when we was seeing them. KP was shooting from 26, 27 feet out.
Right.
So against Boston, that's the only team I think going with the lineup we have might be the best. But against Cleveland, Milwaukee, I'm with you.
I just think we tougher than them, but we don't know it yet.
Facts.
You know, I think it's like, yo, you don't know how tough you are, so you get smacked in the face, man. I think we need. If we get to the second round, we need to lose game one. I think after that, yeah, I think we need to lose that game, and I think we need to take that. I don't know. We got guys like, you know, this guy they just picked up with another 2 years, the vet right there.
PJ. Yeah, PJ Tucker.
I think I don't know, cause PJ he be dapping up the ops and all that, but you know that's here nor there. I'm just saying, man. I think we don't understand who we are as yet.
Right.
You know, Mitch is a dog. OG is a dog. Like I don't think they got no dogs over there in Boston. I think them guys just feel like
it's funny you said that. Remember, they was getting on us, right? Because they said we lost our toughness. We lost Randall. We lost Dante, right? Yeah. So I asked them, I say, so wait a minute. So if we don't got no enforcers on the Knicks, who is Boston's enforcer? They was stuck. Like, oh.
We don't got no enforcers. We got campaign. I know.
There you go.
We got guys that's gonna really get up under your skin. You know.
There you go. Yeah.
Like we got some dogs over there, man. If we could get these guys to lose a game and Tibbs to rip into them, I don't think we might not lose another one, man. We just gotta make these shots. We gotta make the shots. We have to make the shots. That's it. We're gonna get the shots. We have to make them. If we make the shots that we get, we're not gonna be able to hold them down from making their threes because we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't got no three. We can't defend the 3-point at all.
Yeah, that's bad, bro. Yeah, it's been terrible. Even though it's been better since Brunson was out.
No, it's been like that for years. I don't understand why.
Bingo. That's a good point. I said it last year. We were 17th in 3-point defense. So yeah, you're right. This is not the first year of it. Yeah, it's a mystery that we need to really solve.
They're gonna 3 us out. They're gonna 3 us out. That's it.
All day. 53s, 55 a game.
Yeah.
Give me 55. That's what Joe gonna say. Give me 55 threes.
They're gonna 3 us out, but we gotta just bang on their heads every time.
Yep.
You're gonna have to just bang on their heads. Like, you know what I mean? Like OG gonna have to do them Spider-Man dunks.
Yes.
Mitch gonna have to grab every offensive rebound.
Every rebound.
Josh Hart, he has to figure out who he is. You know, I think he's playing too cool for school right now. You know,
Right.
he's getting them triple doubles and all that shit. But it ain't real, man.
Mm,
It's not real. It's not
I'm
real.
riding with you, man. But I'm gonna get you that you get your final words out, man. This is a great call, man. I appreciate the call. Hopefully you call up. We do this show every Friday,
Guaranteed. I love
10:45,
your
brother.
show. I love your show, man. I've been watching
Man,
you.
salute.
I've been still a Knicks fan. They put me on over here, so I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
yes,
it's the spot.
that's my
Yeah.
peoples. That's my peoples. Salute. And what's your name again? I'm gonna lock your name in on call ID.
Cash.
Cash, got you, Cash, man. Great hearing from you, man. I'll let you get your final word.
My final word is let's go Knicks.
Let's go.
That's
All
it.
right, man.
Guaranteed.
Salute.
Have a good night, brother. You already know.
You too, family. All right. Salute to Cash. That was Cash that called then, man. This would be the final call for calls 646-995-8389. I think this was a great show, man. Talking about Mikal Bridges, bunch of topics. You know, the Knicks call-up show. This is what we do, man. We have great conversations. And some people were saying some interesting things in the chat. PJ and Payne won't see any minutes if at all. You think Nick Shack, you think the kid Delon right, you think he deserves to be in the rotation? You think he deserves to take campaign spot in the playoffs? I'm starting to lean that way only because of the height. I'm kind of biased to height. I feel like if you like 6'4", 6'5", point guard, yeah, you got to play. And he plays defense. Boston shooting 36% from three. We'll be fine if he play up on shooters. I think, you know what I think the key is to Nick Shack? I think that we're going to have to do some real funky, creative, like, schemes. Like, I'm talking about OG on Tatum, right? That's a given. No double teaming. No, well, yeah, helping if he gets by him, like if he gets low. But I don't need to see nobody double team from 20 feet out. That to me is a bad habit. If somebody's shooting a 20-foot fadeaway, no reason to double. Another thing too, like I want to see Josh Hart on KP. I know that sounds crazy, but Josh Hart on KP, when they set that high screen and roll, we just switch it. That's how I would do it, you know. But that's just me. That's just me. By the way, to everybody listening, we are watching the Knicks game together for the first playoff game. There's a link pinned into the description. We'll be at Q Bar or Q Lounge. All you gotta do is go fill out the registration form. Let me know you're coming. I'm trying to get a good head count. The spot is fire. We got pool tables. We got drinks. Of course, we got the game. It's going to be lit. So I'm just trying to get a gauge for how many people will actually come out and watch the game. Now, one last thing I want to talk about as well. Definitely, if you are a subscriber on the channel, subscribers only, if you are a subscriber on the channel, you should consider becoming a member. And I'm going to show you real quickly what you get when you join the channel. Hold on, let me get to my right browser. Right, we got two tiers: the starter Knicks fan and the hardcore Knicks fan. I'm only going to talk about the starter Knicks fan because I feel like it's more than enough. So all you gotta do is hit the join button, right? Bam, you're gonna see the window pop up. Starter Knicks fan, hardcore Knicks fan. Okay, cool. Now, when you sign up to become a member, you're gonna get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. It's special access, members only. The reason why I do that, there's no trolling. There's no craziness. Everybody in there. A lot of the guys you see on the show, they're in there. We have great conversation. We talk during the games, right? Not only do we got Knicks chats, we got a 24/7 NBA chat, 24/7 fight fans only chat, 24/7 NFL chat. I just created it because the members, they want to talk football. Then we also got another general sports chat. So listen, anything sports, we talking about it, right? It's a great way to connect with me and extend the conversation, right? So that's one thing you get. All members get that access to the server. Now, you also have members only shows and live chats. I do parlay Sundays though. I'm gonna have to miss this Sunday, guys. Sorry to my parlay people. I'm gonna make it up probably one day out the week in the afternoon. I'll do a parlay Sunday or a parlay day. It wouldn't be a parlay Sunday. And then so that's one of the shows that we do. The after midnight stream, I've been opening it up, but that's a show that's usually for members. The Knicks in 10 show is a members only show. I also got this video series called Unfiltered Thoughts, where I try to talk about topics that I don't normally talk about on shows. And I just give you my raw thoughts, usually at 3 a.m. And so, yeah, that's what you get. Whole lot of exclusive content. Of course, members get shouted out and more discount on merch. So just wanted to share that with you guys. If you are a subscriber, you should consider joining the channel. And before I wrap, I just want to make sure I've seen everything. Big Dog Talk Sports. If you are there, don't tell me to never bet on Curry the GOAT, because Curry the GOAT didn't make the playoffs last year. So how was I supposed to foresee that he was going to get Jimmy Butler? How was I supposed to foresee that? And Nick Shack was cooking tonight. I'm riding with Nick Shack. He said Porty might fill the role. I don't know about if he could play power forward. I don't like Ariel at the power forward spot. But you did talk about money to give Precious $6 million if he gave away no trade clause. I don't think he's going to waive that. For 4 years, $25 million. 2 years, $13 million. If the 2 years, $13 million is the second year's a team option, I'm with it. We upset Boston, will win Eastern Conference Finals. Oh, that's a fact. Because I feel like, honestly, y'all, I'm feeling like, and I think I might be bugging on this one. I really do think I'm bugging, but I really think that the Indiana Pacers can get the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know why I'm feeling like that. I don't know why. It just, because they might not even get past Detroit. But right now, with Isaiah Jackson's the only one out, I'm going to go to their depth chart. Let me go to their depth chart. Because I feel like Indiana might get them on the low, y'all. I really do. Look, they ain't got no injuries, bro. Right? Besides the big guy, the guy that I just read. But they ain't really don't got no big guy. I mean, no injuries. And they do got Thomas Bryant, who's been holding it down. I like Jarvis Walker. He's not bad. I mean, he hasn't really lived up to the expectation, but he's all right. He's a good hustle guy. Benedict Mathurin is a bucket. TJ McConnell, you know what he does. I think the Pacers might take him, y'all. I don't know what y'all feel about that. Big Dog Talk Sports says, you playing 2K16. Why are you playing 2K16? Is that when the Warriors won it with KD or something like that? Man, Big Dog Talk Sports, knock it off, man. But that's all I got for you guys, man. Look, let me give a round of applause to everybody that called up. We had my man Cash. We had Yuri, Keith, my man JJ out of BK. No Trevor tonight. Who else called? My man Mike from Harlem to PA. Salute to everybody that called. Salute to everybody in the chat. Of course, On Dios, the Superman, right? Of course, the Knicks will be champs 25-26. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server and channel member. Salute to you, Knicks will be champs. I wish you could come out to the watch party. Knicks will be champs. I know you in Cali. It's all good, man. Salute to Nick Shack. Salute to Tory B. Salute to Big Dog Talk Sports. Of course, HRM the Great. Who else I want to salute? Did I salute Yuri? Definitely big time salute to Yuri if I didn't salute him. Salute to Sharon, even though we disagreed tonight. I don't mind you guys disagreeing. This is what we do. I'm here for the smoke. Trust me. Even when I gave my little Carnegie Town spiel, you see I came with my numbers and my receipts. I'm not just talking. And I even explain how defensive rating works. In the context, you have to look at it under. Of course, salute the coach, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server in the house. Always good to see my man, Coach. Who else I'm missing? Salute to King Ribby, who made a brief appearance. I said Tory B. The sporting page. How could I forget the sporting page? Sporting page, great content. I mean, sporting page is like an encyclopedia of sports. You got to go check that brother out. Channel member, salute the sporting page. And he's in the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, but he don't be active. But salute to you, man. And that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. So till next time, let's go Knicks. I could get my outro. Let's go.